Rutherford, New Jersey. Another sellout, the 103rd meeting between the Washington Redskins and the New York Giants on an unusually warm afternoon for this time of year. The stadium is always sold out, as you know. St. Louis is winning. Dallas has already won. They lead 6-3. Top the Eastern Division standings. Washington needs to win this afternoon to stay even with those two. The Giants need to win today to stay in it. Philadelphia 4-5 after losing, or they are losing now to St. Louis. Dallas, as I said, has already won. So the situation here is critical to both the Redskins and the Giants. Good afternoon. I'm Pat Summerall with John Madden. What do the Giants have to do to beat the Redskins?
Well, you know, I think the first thing that they're going to do is probably abandon the run. They haven't run well all year. They've been averaging 2.8 yards per carry, and that's about halfway there. A good rushing team will be between 4.5 and 5 per rush, and they're at 2.8, and they just can't run the ball. I think today they're going to go to a lot of one back. But it's not going to be one back, two tight ends. It's going to be one back, three wide receivers. I think they're going to spread the defense out, open it up, and go after them.
The Giants seem to always play the Redskins tough. The Redskins have trouble defending against the pass. They're 27th in the league. What do you think they have to do?
Well, of course, that's the thing that worries Joe Gibbs. He said the one thing that we don't know, that we don't need, is to get a hot quarterback in Phil Simms today. And he said, we hope that, one, they can't rush, or two, that they don't rush, because then we can send our defense after Simms. But I think the other thing he's worried about is his offense. Of course, he lost his all-pro center, Jeff Bostic, last week to a knee injury. He's out for the season. He's starting Rick Donnelly at that position. George Stark is out today, so May is going to have to move over. Mark May is going to move over from the right guard to the right tackle, so it's a different offensive line, and that offensive line is very important to the Redskins because they're a ball control type thing. They like to get Big John Riggins in there behind that line, so that's what they're going to have to do.
They'll have the opportunity first because Ali Haji Sheik will kick off for the Giants. Hangs it high. Mike Nelms is the man they'd like to have handle it, and he does. Nelms down at about the 22-yard line. The Redskins with the football. Frank Cephas down to make the stop. Let's check out the offensive setup for the Redskins. Joe Theismann, of course, is the quarterback. John Riggins and Virgil C. starting in place of Calvin Muhammad at wide receiver. Art Monk having a great year as the other. The tight end is Ricky Walker. Up front, it's Warren, Jacoby, Russ Grimm, Rick Donnelly starting in place of Bostic at center, Huff and Mark May at right tackle. Monk was the move man. Theismann going to work on first down. Out to Monk. His 50th reception of the year. Bill Courier knocked him down. The Redskins, first down throwing. The Giants play the three-man front. George Martin, Jim Burt, Marshall. The linebackers, Banks, Reasons, Carson, and the ever-present Lawrence Taylor. Left cornerback is Hayes. The right cornerback is Perry Williams. Bill Courier starting at strong safety, and Terry Kennard, the free safety. At 2nd and 2 as Monk got 8 on the pass completion from Theismann. Riggins, the ball carrier, nothing doing. Curtis McGriff is the man who made the stop.
I'll tell you, Curtis McGriff was on Mark May, who's playing right tackle. He didn't get any movement. In fact, we can see over here on the right side, McGriff takes Mark May and puts him in the backfield, and that's the place. If you're going to stop John Riggins, you have to stop him in the backfield before he gets his shoulder square and that big body turned upfield.
Once he does that, it's almost impossible to stop him for less than 5 yards. Third down. Jeff Moore in the backfield in place of Riggins, and Theismann drops the throw. Monk again. First down. Harry Williams was the nearest defender, but Monk with his 51st reception of the year now. Washington gets the first down.
You know, that's that interesting thing. It's an option thing. Now watch, Williams is on Monk out here. Now watch, he starts in, stops, pivots, and goes back to the outside. What that is, if he can run and in, then he keeps coming in. If the defender plays him to the inside, he stops and goes back out.
Monk is such a big, strong guy for a wide receiver. First down, Washington. The ball was at their own 38. Riggins barrels outside the 40, about the 42. Lawrence Taylor is the Giant who made contact. Riggins has his right hand taped, a lot of tape, sprained his wrist.
Now, they said that he sprained that wrist against the 49ers early in the season. It's been bothering him all year, but this is the first game that he's played with any tape on it.
He got 4, make it 2nd and 6. There's the right hand, the right wrist, John Riggins. 3 tight ends set up now for the Redskins. Riggins again, counterplay that they've made famous. Jim Burt, the nose tackle, good play.
I think Jim Burt had him made that play. It looked like if Jim Burt doesn't get there, they have a pretty good hold. Now watch this. They're going to pull the left guard and the left tackle. Riggins follows him through, has pretty good blocking, but big Jim Burt working his way right down the line of scrimmage got Riggins before he could get behind the guard and tackle.
Keep in mind that that's a new center for the Redskins. Donnelly, 3rd down, 6. Redskins at their own 42-yard line. 3 wide receivers down. Monk will split wide to the right. They go down the middle. Theismann does. Incomplete. Clint Didier was the intended receiver. Harry Carson and Byron Hunt on the defense, and the Redskins will have to punt. Jeff Hayes.
Well, you know, that's one thing Bill Parcells said, that to beat Washington, he said it's very important that you stop them the first time they have the ball. He said, I hope that we can receive, but if we don't, he said, we have to stop them on that first drive. That sets the tempo for the entire first half.
So he got his wish so far. They get ahead of you. They just start leaning on Riggins, and they're hard to catch.
And then that ball control game really makes a lot of sense.
Jeff Hayes standing back at his own 27. Phil McConkey is back deep for the Giants, number 80. Fair catch, can't get to it. I don't know if anybody touched it in blue or not.
I think it hit Kennard.
I think it did.
That'll be the Redskins' ball.
Redskins get the first turnover, the first break. They'll take over deep in Giant territory. Let's look and see what happens.
I think it hit number 43, Terry Kennard. This is McConkey. He signals fair catch. He can't get to it. The ball hit, and it looked like it either hit McConkey there or it hit Kennard right off the bat. It hit one of them. If it hits any of them, then, of course, it's a free ball. I didn't see it. It was Kennard that ran into McConkey.
I think it hit Kennard on the foot. At any rate, the Redskins have it 1st and 10. After the Giants 17, and Riggins barrels down to about the 13. Jim Burt. Those of you who watched the Pittsburgh Steelers defeat Atlanta, welcome to Giant Stadium. Pat Summerall and John Madden. No score here. We have 11:42 left first quarter. Redskins just recovered a Giant fumble. They have it deep in Giant territory. This is Kennard, who is down after the collision with Riggins. No scores yet. Redskins 2nd and 5 at the Giant 12.
Let's watch that punt again. Now, right there, it looked like it hit someone. It looked like it did hit Kennard on the foot.
Kennard limps off. See who takes his place. That'd probably be Pete Shaw. Here it is again.
Look at that thing one more time and see if we can see if and where it does hit either McConkey or Kennard. I thought the first time I saw it that it hit Kennard. Now we got this thing. This is... I don't know. I don't see it hit him. It could have hit his arm.
Might have.
I can't see it raw eyes.
Raw eyes don't show. Officials' eyes do. 2nd and 5. Riggins is the lone setback. Art Monk split wide to the left. Giants showing blitz. Been looking for Monk. Now looking for someplace to go, and here's Lawrence Taylor. In a while since LT has been able to come up with a sack like that. He leads the NFL with 8, but for the last 3 games, he hasn't been able to get loose.
I'll tell you, the reason he got that one is he's just faster than anyone else. Look, he starts here. This is on the left-hand side. He comes through, doesn't like what he sees there, cuts back into the right side. Now he has to chase Theismann halfway across the field, and he gets him for the sack. All right, there's the player, right?
Maybe the best. Third down, 13 at the 20. Here was in motion. Theismann rolls right. Chase again. Rolls away from it. Chase more. Jeff Moore was the receiver. He lost it. The Giants have it.
This was going to be an organized scramble to the right. The left side was back out. Now his linemen pull out in front. There's Huff out there in front of him. Mark May. No one's open. Good coverage. Now he has to stop. He gets pressure there from Jerome Sally. Now he stops, turns, goes the other way. Taylor was chasing him. Taylor does. He goes for the receiver. The ball just bounced out of his hands. No one hit him, and the Giants came up with it.
Barry Williams came up with it, and still Sims goes to work. Intended and completed to Ernest Gray. Giant first down. Outside the 30. Vernon Dean on the stop. Let's look at the Giant offensive setup. Sims, the quarterback. Joe Morris and Rob Carpenter, the runners. Ernest Gray and Bobby Johnson, the wide receivers. Up front, Zeke Mowat, the tight end. Benson, Art, Belcher, Chris Godfrey, and Carl Nelson, the offensive line. Godfrey's new.
Of course, William Roberts was a left tackle. He's out. Benson moves to left tackle, and Chris Godfrey moves in at that right guard. And he has to go today against Big Dave Bucks.
First and 10, Giants 31. Carpenter. Nothing doing. That's been just about the story of the Giant running attack. As John Madden mentioned in his opening comments, they've averaged only 2.8 yards a carry. That one lost one. The defense. Redskins play 4 men up front. Mann, Butts, Darrell Grant, and Dexter Manley. The linebackers, Kaufman, Neil Olkowitz, and Rich Millot. And in the secondary, Darrell Green, Vernon Dean, Ken Coffey, and Curtis Jordan. They've had trouble in the secondary. 3 wide receivers for the Giants. Sims is down. Monty Coleman, the blitzing linebacker, was first there.
And I think that formation that the Giants were in that time, I think that's the formation that we're going to see a lot today. In fact, we'll take a look at it here in the chalkboard. We'll see that on this, that Coleman is just going to come up and get a thing. I wanted to show the wide receiver. I don't want to watch this. Okay. What we're watching here is just where Coleman's going to come right there. See, from that left side, looks like Sims hit over his other guy.
That makes it 3rd and 18. Sims out of the sprint. Moves to his left, under pressure. Under pressure. Coleman again. Number 51. And Perry Brooks put the heat on Sims. Penalty flag is down. Downfield, right in front of the Washington Redskins bench.
You know, that was the thing Joe Gibbs was saying last night. He said that, you know, if they're successful, if they get time, they can throw against us. He said, we aren't real good at defending. He said, but the thing we have to do is if they can't run, we'll just rush the passer.
No flag. Quarterback was out of the pocket. No illegal chuck. 4th down.
Those of you who saw St. Louis defeat Philadelphia 34-14, the Cardinals on a roll, welcome to Giant Stadium. Pat Summerall, John Madden, no score here with 8:43 left first quarter. Dave Jennings, the Giant punter, standing at his own end zone. Redskins nothing, Giants nothing. High snap, Jennings gets up to get it, gets off a fine kick. Mike Nelms all the way back to his 38-yard line. Shakes one. He's got some room. Nelms knocked backwards at his own 42-yard line. A 51-yard punt by Dave Jennings. A 4-yard return by Nelms. So it nets 47. They'll take that every day. Nothing score. Both offenses off to a little shaky start. The Redskins got a break and couldn't do anything with it. The score remains 0-0. Washington in good shape now at their own 42. 22nd in rushing, 23rd in passing, and 8th overall. Anthony Jones was the move man, and Theismann's going to throw on first down and goes deep for Art Monk. Out of bounds. Good coverage. Haynes back there with it. For an NFL update, let's take you now back to Brent Musburger in our New York studio.
Pat, this was the most dramatic ending of the day. 6 seconds to go. Morton Anderson attempting a 53-yard field goal for New Orleans against the Cleveland Browns. It was good. Bum Phillips and the Saints come from behind to beat the Browns. Their new coach, Marty Schottenheimer, 16-14. Back to Pat.
Well, Bum should be happy about things. Here, nobody has reason to be happy yet. It's 0-0. John Riggins, the lone setback. Riggins gets the carry. Taylor chases, misses. Riggins cuts it up outside the 45, the Redskins 45. Jim Burt, as the pursuit came over to take him down. Riggins made Lawrence Taylor miss. That doesn't happen very often.
You know, Lawrence Taylor, yesterday we were talking to Bill Parcells about the best player, and he said, you know, he thinks Roy Green from the St. Louis Cardinals is the best player. I've always thought that maybe Lawrence Taylor could be the best player in the league. Watch him. I mean, he starts out on that right side. He does miss there. That shows how strong that John Riggins is. But Taylor starts from the right side. Before he missed, he ran all the way across the field.
3rd and 5. Amazing how quick he is. Jeff Moore is in the backfield. Giants on a blitz. Lawrence Taylor on a blitz. Intended for Mike McGrath, incomplete. Larry Flowers on the coverage. Let's watch the defensive play again.
I'll tell you, it's a good end of the play for Flowers. You see, he sees the ball. He gets a good jump on it. Watch him. He gets his right hand in there just before the ball gets to McGrath.
Good coverage. There's Larry Flowers in the 37. Phil McConkey is back deep for the Giants. This is Jeff Hayes. His second punt of the afternoon.
McConkey, just out of the Navy, the old helicopter pilot.
Right. Good high kick by Hayes. McConkey at the 10. Out to about the 16. Redskins special teams, and it seems like they've done for years, down in good shape. 43-yard punt by Hayes. 0-0 the score at Giant Stadium with exactly 8 minutes left to play in quarter number 1. 0-0 between the Giants and the Redskins. The second meeting of the year between these two. Other scores. Pittsburgh beat Atlanta 35-10. New Orleans, as you just heard a minute ago, last second field goal. Cincinnati 31, Houston 13. That's a final. New England over the New York Jets 30-20. Successful debut for Raymond Berry. Green Bay finally got it rolling. 41-9 over the Detroit Lions. Chicago 16, Minnesota 7. That's a final. Dallas over Indianapolis 22-3. And St. Louis beat Philadelphia 34-14. 0-0 at Giant Stadium between the Redskins and the Giants. Johnson, the intended receiver, out of bounds. No catch. Darrell Green, the defender.
That was the formation that we were talking about, and it's where the Giants have 3 wide receivers. Let's see if we can see it here. See, here's a wide receiver, wide receiver, wide receiver. Now, this is a tight end, so to do that, they only have 1 back in the backfield, and I think that formation is one that we're going to see all day. Got 3 wide receivers. Here it is again. 1 back, 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end.
And the tight end, Zeke Moat, lined up in the backfield, actually, and staying in the block. Byron Williams, Giant first down. Curtis Jordan made the hit, 20 yards.
That's the thing Joe Gibbs was saying. If we give him time, Bill Sims and these receivers can do that. Byron Williams now, easy 3rd receiver in there. You see, he comes in the end, and he just comes under control, and he finds that hole so that Sims can see him in that hole between 4 Redskin defenders.
Bill Parcells and his play caller, Pat Hodgson, over on the sideline. Joe Morris and Rob Carpenter. Now they have 2 setbacks. This is Morris. Nothing doing again.
They just can't run. You know, they've tried everyone. I think Butch Wolfold may be a thing of the past in this Giant offense. If they do use two backs, the second back will probably be Joe Morris, but whether it's Joe Morris or Butch Wolfold or Rob Carpenter or Tony Galbraith, they just don't gain much when they run.
Why can't they run it?
I don't know that they get a lot of good blocking, and I think their line splits are too tight.
Sims makes the draw play. He's under pressure again. Now he's coming out of the pocket. Sims takes off. It's going to be about a yard shy of a first down. Darrell Grant, that may be their most effective running play.
I know it. You see Darrell Grant and Dexter Manley chasing Sims, I'll tell you, those guys, for defensive linemen, can really run. Let's see if we can see it from back here. We'll see Sims. Now he has his two backs in there. He's going to fake a little thing in there to Carpenter. Watch 72 there. He's right on the right of the screen. Watch him. He sees Sims. Now watch him take off. Here he comes. He catches Sims. That's an all-out effort. That's pretty good. And then when you get there, you're mad because you had to run that far. These guys don't run a lot, these defensive linemen.
And they hate to chase quarterbacks. Third and short. Sims looking. Throwing. Has a man. Lionel Manuel. That'll be enough for the first down as Ken Coffey knocks him out of bounds. 14-yard gain. The Giants on the move.
I tell you, Manuel is a real addition to this team because he has good speed, and the thing that everyone likes about him is like that little move he made there. After he catches a ball, he can still make a lot more on his own running with it.
Very quick. A hard man to hold up at the line of scrimmage. He can get away from people.
He can give those moves. You know, somewhere in this game, he'll run an out and up.
They just started to set it up right there. They go with the same formation you were talking about. There's one setback. Sims has Bob Johnson out of bounds. That's the catch. Another Giant first down. Green knocked him out of bounds.
You know, one thing they have to do to be able to do this is get pass protection. Now watch Chris Godfrey there. Played in the USFL last year with Michigan. He's a big, strong guy. He's man-to-man on butts. I'll tell you, he does a good job. He may be as strong as Butch. You see him, he got his head right after, boom, right in his face. Take him on short set, they call that. I get a little short set. I like that kind of talk.
Can't let a guy like Butch get started. You've got to get up in his face like
Put
that.
your helmet right under his helmet.
Morris bounces to the outside. Morris still on his feet. Rambles for a first down. Bill Parcells has to be pretty pleased about the way things are going so far.
I think that's the thing the Giants have to do is they don't have to run all the time or even half the time. Just pop one of those things in there once in a while to keep them honest. We'll see Joe Morris here. He's the halfback coming on a trap. What they do is they bring in the left guard. Godfrey comes around. He leaves Godfrey and cuts back against the grain of the trap.
Sims trying to get out of the pocket again is trapped by Dexter Manley.
You know, Dexter Manley has had a bad ankle, and the tough thing about it, he hasn't played a full game in the last 3 or 4 weeks. The tough thing about it, it's been his right ankle. Now, he puts his right hand down, which means he has to put his right foot back, and his right ankle is his push-off foot. And, you know, when you're a pass rusher, it's like a sprinter. You got to, boom, come out of those blocks. And he's been having a little trouble. Now, what? See, he gets that right hand, that right foot down, and the right ankle's the one that's been bothering him.
Second down to 11. That was Moat in motion. Sims on the organized scramble. Goes at the feet of Rob Carpenter. Again, it was Manley who put the pressure on Phil Sanders.
Of course, they were rolling towards Manley, but you see how he has that right foot back? That's the foot. That bad ankle is on that foot. They have him double teamed. See, they bring Moat in on him because they're trying to roll that way. Then number 60, Brad Benson, is waiting for him. So Moat gets him, then Benson says, hey, let me have a shot at this guy. Boom, he put that right shoulder, puts him down. That's why Sims had room to throw it. He just threw it into the carpet there.
It's not a very good throw. Third and 11. Tony Galbraith. is in the backfield for the Giants. Sims out of the spread. Flags and jumping and nothing going on.
That'll be one of those deals. Who moved first? If the offensive line, of course, if they get in there.
Illegal snap, center.
And they move, or the center did something wrong. That poor guy. Illegal snap. Let's see if we can see what the center does. If he moves the ball, oh yeah, you see he faked moving it, and then he gave it a little double clutch job. He moved it like he was going, said, whoa, it's not ready yet, and brought it back. You don't see that much. I
No.
guess. You know, because it was a shotgun, you'll see it on that snap.
So that'll make it 3rd and 16. The ball at the Redskins 22-yard line. No score yet. 3 wide receivers set up again. Out of the spread. Redskins on a blitz. Great Giant touchdown. Green was the defender. And the Giants break on top. Sims hits Gray from 22 yards out.
And as you said, Gray beat Green. That was a good throw by Sims because he only had Green beaten by about 1 step. He really threw the ball the only place it could be.
Ali Haji Sheik adds the extra point. The referee is Fred Wyatt, who incidentally is an ex-Redskin player.
Let's watch Ernest Gray here, number 83. He'll be coming across the field. You see, he's the inside guy there. He starts to the inside. Now he comes back out here. See Darrell Green there? That ball cannot be thrown short. It has to be thrown out in front. That was a good move by Gray. And Green was just a little short there. Let's watch the pass protection. Now again, here's Manley. He's on Brad Benson. They have the blitz coming. Ard picks him up. Good pass protection so that Sims can step up and make that throw, and he has to pay for it at the end.
And the Giants lead 7-0 with 4:11 left in the first quarter. Matt Summerall and John Madden at Giants Stadium. Giants 7, Redskins nothing. Haji Sheik. Mike Nelms retreats into his own end zone and kneels.
Let's watch that touchdown again on the chalkboard. We'll see Ernest Gray here. Here's Darrell Green. Now Gray comes up and he makes a good inside move that gets Green on his inside. Then he just runs it out. The outside guy takes his man to the post. Now watch him here as he comes off the line. And now he's going to make an inside move right there. You see, now that held Green, got him to the inside. Now when Gray comes outside, he has a step on him.
Good pattern. Good throw by Sims. Well done by Ernest Gray, and the Giants lead 7-0. 4:05 left first quarter. The Giants 7, Washington nothing. They went 83 yards. Sims hit Ernest Gray with a 22-yard touchdown pass. Giants lead the Redskins 7-0. Redskins go with 3 tight ends, and they send Riggins up the middle. Jim Burt made the stop. Calvin Muhammad, acquired by the Redskins from the Los Angeles Raiders. They really had a tough time with injuries, John.
Right, you know, of course they lost Charlie Brown, and then they traded for Calvin Muhammad, and he's had a couple of big days for him, and he injured his ankle in practice on Friday, and he can't play today.
2nd and 6. Riggins left 4. They go to Riggins again. Harry Carson. Been a rather quiet year for him. But Riggins got nothing.
You know, the thing that surprised me so far is that the Redskins usually run like this to the left side behind Jacoby and Grimm, and they've been running to the right side most of the day. This is one of the first times that they have run to that left side. Of course, they didn't do anything because no one blocked Harry Carson. They did a scoop block. Grimm blocked out. Carson shot the gap.
That'll make it 3rd and 6, and Jeff Moore has replaced Riggins in the Redskin backfield. Into the pocket. Intended for Monk, incomplete. The coverage by Bill Courier. And Jeff Hayes will come on the scene again to punt. Bill Courier back off the injury list. Lawrence Taylor all fired up about things.
I think he's fired up because he's blitzing again. Last week against Philadelphia, they had Lawrence Taylor in coverage. I kind of feel that was a mistake, and they're bringing him again today, and that's Taylor's kind of football, where he blitzes, chase the quarterback, chase the ball carrier, chase guys, not cover guys.
Bill McConkey back deep for the Giants, and Jeff Hayes to punt for the Redskins. Another good kick by Hayes. At his own 31. To the 38, stretching for added yardage, or trying to. Rick Payne was down to knock him down. 45-yard punt by Hayes. 7-yard return by McConkey. They net 35. 2:38 left first quarter with the Giants on top of the Redskins 7-0. The Giants 7, Washington nothing. We're live from Giants Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey. First down, Giants, their own 38. Sims going to work on first down if he has time. Ernest Gray. Caught out of the crowd by Ernest Gray. 29-yard game. Sims was hit just as he let it go.
Well, you know, last week, Pat, I thought the Giants spent too much time trying to run, and they couldn't do it, especially in the first half. Today, they just come out throwing. Watch this thing. They have him sandwiched, they have him deep, and they have him short. Sims throws it right in between the short and the deep guy, and Ernest Gray does a nice job of going up what you call in traffic.
Those of you who watched that game, Kansas City beat Tampa Bay 24-20. Welcome to Giants Stadium, where the score is 7-0. Giants over the Redskins. Ernest Gray with a spectacular catch inside the 5. Curtis Jordan on the tackle. But Gray with a great effort.
Ernest Gray had a great year for the Giants last year. This year, he was a little slow, but it looks like today is his day because Bill Sims is just throwing things up in the middle there to Ernest Gray. This is a dangerous throw. Watch, it's up over the linebacker. You have that safety sitting right there, Curtis Jordan, and you better hit it in front of him. They had Monty Coleman chasing him, and Jordan waiting for him, and he still hit the ball in front of Jordan. Boy, what a throw.
Gray's caught 4 passes already, 1 touchdown. First and goal. This is Morris. He'll get in. What everybody expected, I think.
That's the way to do it. I think that you throw the ball, then you can establish a little run. For this team, the opposite doesn't work. Even the Sheik is making stuff.
It was a tough year for Ali Haji Sheik, but here's the touchdown again.
Number 81 is Tom Mulledy. He's the tight end. Joe Morris is following Carpenter. Carpenter sees there's no hole in there. Carpenter does a smart thing. He bounces out to the outside. Now he can pick off Darrell Green right there and just give Joe Morris a chance to get to that pylon.
Joe Morris from Syracuse. They said he was not big enough, but he just scored. 14-0. Giants over the Redskins. Giants 14. Redskins nothing. They went 62 yards in 3 plays. Ali Haji Sheik to kick off.
The 2 big ones were those 2 big passes from Sims to Ernest Gray.
Nelms is coming out of the end zone with this one, but not very far. Frank Cephas, Joe McLaughlin down quickly to knock him backwards.
Let's watch that touchdown run one more time. If you're going to run around the end, here's the guy you have to get, the end man. Zeke Mowat does a nice job here. Mulledy comes in motion, and he hooks him. So they double the linebacker. Carpenter starts in, bounces out, and Morris can get to the corner. But watch the job they do on the outside man. There's Moa. He'll fire into him, and then Mulledy hooks him down, and then Joe Morris can get to that corner.
Redskins have the ball at their own 14 with 56 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Theismann on first down. Outside to Art. Can't hang on. Courier out there with it. Total offense so far. And we're still in the first quarter. The Giants 144, Washington 27. It is a must game for both teams.
You know, one thing about the Giant offense, besides passing and Phil Simms looking like he has a hot hand, I think that Chris Godfrey, starting for his first time, is doing a pretty good job of blocking Dave Butts. We haven't heard yet from Butts.
A very concerned Joe Gibbs, the Redskins head coach. He was concerned about this game yesterday. Very. Didier moves out of your picture. Theismann fakes to Riggin. Penalty marker down as Didier can't hang on. Usually very reliable hand on the part of Clint Didier. Penalty marker down.
Old Jim Burt, the old nose tackle, he's in there listening to those officials. He's saying, hey, it's against the Redskins, guys.
Jim Burt will do a lot of listening.
Yeah, Jim Burt, he asked me yesterday, he said, what do you know about Rick Donnelly? I said, I don't
Illegal
know
motion.
about him.
Decline.
How would I know about Rick Donnelly? He hasn't played for the Redskins. Said he used to be a guard at Pittsburgh. I know he's a strong guy, though, Rick Donnelly, because he won the NFL Strongman contest.
Dexter Manley. It's unusually warm for this time of year. It's very humid.
That brings about good sweat. And see, those defensive linemen, they've been chasing Simms for that first quarter, and I'll tell you, they're getting a little, need a little oxygen in there.
3rd and 10 from the Redskin 14. Jeff Moore is the lone setback as Theismann retreats. Theismann going deep. Again. The 4th straight pass that's been dropped from Theismann. That was Virgil C. that time.
Well, this isn't the Redskins type of game. This isn't Joe Theismann's type of game. And it definitely isn't Joe Gibbs' type of game. Their type of game is this guy right here that's taking the oxygen now, him running right and left in ball control. But passing is not their type of game, nor is being down 14-0 in the first quarter their type of game.
They're not your regular comeback team, especially with all the injuries they've had. Jeff Hayes standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. Bill McConkey on it, his own 43. Hayes doesn't quite get this one. McConkey goes up. He's in Redskin territory. Or was. Now he's knocked backwards across the 50. The score here is 14-0. The Giants over the Redskins. Next Saturday on CBS Sports, you can see live championship boxing as undefeated Billy Costello will put his title on the line in front of a hometown crowd against former champion Leroy Haley. The unbeaten knockout artist Jaime Garza will suck it out with Juan Meza. Plus, they'll have special performances by 1984 World Figure Skating champions, featuring a live performance by America's brightest new star, Tiffany Chen. Speaking of bright new stars, Phil Simms is hit from behind as he released the ball trying for the direction of Rob Carpenter.
I think what the Redskins are going to do now is probably ignore that run and just, even on first down, just tee off on the quarterback, just take every down and play it defensively like it's a passing down.
Well, they've had 10 first down plays so far, the Giants have, and 6 of them have been passes.
Of course, that's just doing the thing that you do best on first down rather than going through the drill of doing that other thing that you don't do as well.
And again, 3 wide receivers. One lone setback is Rob Carpenter, and they go to work again. Good throw by Simms to Lionel Manuel. They move deeper into Giant territory again. Flag is down. Penalty mark. marker.
I'll tell you, that was a real late flag, and it's thrown in the area of offensive holding. In fact, that's what it is, but Caesar was a late throw. It was after the ball was completed. That umpire, he's the man behind the defensive line, and he's explaining it now to someone. He's explaining it to Phil Simms, but geez, it looked like a late throw to me.
Holding, number 67. Second down.
Billy Ard is the man they flagged, number 67.
He had a block a stunt. There was a stunt. Dexter Manley, you see him, number 72, right in the middle of the screen. He's coming from his end position. See, now Ard starts blocking Grant, and then he has to block Manley. He did have the left hand, but look at 88. He's the umpire. He hadn't called it yet. Called that a late one.
Second and 20 as Simms retreats again. Monty Coleman. 4 times the Redskins have gotten to Simms, but his passing has hurt him.
Looked like what happened to me is that Gerald Grant got in the backfield, flushed Simms out to the left side, right into a waiting Monty Coleman.
Third sack by Coleman today.
Let's see if we can see. There's something. Watch 77, Gerald Grant. You see, he gets to the inside of Ard. Simms felt that coming, then he has to run out to the left. And look, Monty Coleman was just waiting out there for him.
With an assist from Dexter Manley. And with that sack, that's the end of the quarter. At the end of one at Giant Stadium, it's the Giants 14, the Redskins nothing. Surprising development. At Summerall, John Madden, Giant Stadium, where the Giants lead the Redskins 14-0. At the end of one, the first quarter statistics will give you an indication of how much they have dominated. Third and 25 from their own 36. Giants have the football. Simms high snap. Intended for Tony Galbraith. Incomplete, and Dave Jennings will join the scene.
Yeah, I was making the point that one of the reasons this guy's 61, Chris Godfrey here, the job that he's doing on Dave Butt. We haven't heard yet from Butts, and you can see him. Godfrey's just a big, strong guy. Butts is a big, strong guy, and Butts is just going right into him, which I think he's playing into Godfrey's strength. But I think that's one of the reasons the Giants are successful.
Jennings, knuckleball punch. Milne scrambles away from one man and spins out to about the 36-yard line before Pete Shaw comes down to make the stop. The score at Giant Stadium as we just begin quarter number 2 is the Giants 14, Washington nothing. Other scores. We look at what else is going on. Miami 14, Buffalo nothing. Dan Marino has already thrown 2 more touchdown passes. The Raiders 9, Denver nothing. Mark Wilson to Marcus Allen. San Francisco 6, the Rams nothing. 2 field goals by Ray Worthing. First and 10 Redskins. Their own 36. Here's the counter play to Rick. Picked up just as he starts to come into the secondary by Lawrence Taylor, who's hurt. A little bell ringing by Riggins.
Little wobble there by Lawrence Taylor. Jim Burt stayed down later, too. I'll bet you Taylor takes one in the head here somewhere. Watch him. He's reacting, reading. Takes on a fly. Yeah. He got Riggins' left knee right in his head. You can tell he got up and those legs were, well, he's still a little wobbly there. He goes off the field. Riggins' left knee caught him in the head.
It's a big knee.
Right in that right side of the head. See him holding that spot?
Carl Banks has come in to take his place.
Lawrence Taylor trying to shake it off.
Riggins can hurt a lot of people.
See all those things Taylor had to read, though? He put his head right, left, back, right, left, move, and then he finally saw the play. It was that counter play that the Redskins had made famous.
Second and 8, and here it goes the other way. Riggins is cut right at the 40. He only got a couple as Harry Carson took him down.
Yeah, we were talking about, there's Chris Godfrey starting the first time in the NFL, played in the USFL. He was saying the other day he knew he was going to start, and he had a dream that he played against Dave Butts. Dave Butts took an inside move on him and sacked his wife. And he says, I hate Butts. He's trying to sack my wife.
Good arms.
Look at nice arm.
Yeah.
Good size, big, strong guy. That's what Parcells said. Big, strong guy, not real mobile. But you don't have to be real mobile about Butts. You better be a big, strong guy.
Unless you want to get stomped on.
Here's your wife sacked.
Down the middle and dropped. Mike McGrath couldn't hang on as the penalty flag down. I think the Giants were offside. Redskins in motion.
Yeah, then the Giants will refuse the penalty and force the Redskins
Number
to punt.
73, not lining on the line, declined, fourth down.
Mark May not up on the line of scrimmage. Jeff Hayes comes on. The Giants do decline.
Well, that's one of the things that the offensive linemen have been doing lately is trying on passing downs, backing off the line of scrimmage. In the offseason, the rules maker said they want to keep them up, so they were going to enforce that penalty.
Bill McConkey back deep for the Giants. Good hands. Hayes gets a good snap. Not his best effort. McConkey for the fair catch. At his own 28, where the Giants will take over with 13:22 left to play in the first half. Only a 31-yard punt by Hayes. Giants have the ball 14-0. 13:22 left to play in the first half. Lawrence Taylor over on the Giants sideline. People around him were laughing, but he's not laughing. He's still holding his head. Took a shot from John Riggins' knee. Here's Sims to Carpenter. Nothing. Dave Butts.
Well, you know, you have the feeling that the Giants, I guess, as I said earlier, you have to run, but you darn near get the feeling when they do run that it's a wasted play. It's just a throwaway to set up the pass.
Almost like it's, why are they doing it?
Yeah, I don't believe you have to do that. I think, you dance with a girl you brought or whatever that saying is, whatever you do, go out and do it. Let it, air it out, hang it out, let it go.
2nd and 10 from their own 29. Going to dance again with the one he brought. If he has time. Dave Butts. As Sims started to scramble. 5 sacks. There's Lawrence Taylor. Still trying to clear out the cobwebs.
Well, he has a little smelling salts there. Did you see that? He was putting that in front of his head and then kind of shaking, and that kind of gets it out. He knows where it hurts, though, on that right side. I'll tell you, what an athlete this guy is. I was on the field yesterday and with our producer, Bob Stenner, and he said, what makes him such a great athlete? And I said, watch him. He was on the 40-yard line throwing passes, trying to hit the goalpost, throwing 70-yard passes. Then he went and started punting the ball to hit the goalpost, 70 yards. Then he started kicking field goals.
He has a good time. Sims for Lionel Manuel. Incomplete. Word we get from the Giants is that he should be back.
Well, I think a good sign is right. When that helmet goes on, that's a good sign, and then it's a doubly good sign when the chin strap goes on.
Still shaking his head. Dave Jennings back to punt for the Giants. Longest today has been 51 yards. Mike Nelms back deep for the Redskins. Nelms doesn't believe in fair catches. Flowers. Larry Flowers, the first man down, number 37, right at his face. 36-yard punt. No return. It's still 14-0. The Giants over the Redskins with 11:53 left to play in the first half. Here on CBS. We're live at Giants Stadium right now with the Giants leading the Redskins 14-0. Quincy Didier is the move man. This is Riggins. Riggins rumbles out to about the 45. Redskins have really had a tough time getting anything going on offense. 1 first down is all they've made. And here's what's happened the last 4 times they had the ball. They only ran 3 plays. Had a punt. Jeff Hayes did each time. 2nd and 2. Riggins rambles for 8. He goes again. Close. We mentioned before what bad with injuries. Charlie Brown, their all-pro wide receiver, sprained an ankle. On the other side is Joe Washington, also down with knee problems.
And then, as we said earlier, they make the trade for Calvin Muhammad. He has a big day, and then he hurts his ankle in practice, and he's out. He could be standing next to Charlie Brown and Joe Washington.
3rd down and 1. Redskins have converted 1 time out of 7 shots on 3rd down. Giants have a lot of folks up front. Wansley is the move man. They fake to Riggins. They look deep. It's Gideon. And it's incomplete. Well covered. Bill Courier back there with him. And once again, Jeff Hayes will come on.
That was a good play by Bill Courier. As you said, he's back for the first time. He was put on IR early. He had a bad back. He was in the hospital with traction, and now he's back playing and starting again. But when you have 3rd and short, and you're playing against the Redskins, you're sure Riggins is going to run the ball. They fake to Riggins, and then they throw deep to Didier. Courier didn't go for it.
Theismann is 3 out of 12 for 18 yards. Here's Hayes. Good high kick to the off-field on McConkey lets it bounce. And it goes out of bounds at about the Giant 22-yard line, where they'll take over. 31-yard punt by Hayes. 10:37 left to play in the first half with the Giants surprisingly ahead of the Redskins 14-0. Who would have thought? 14-0 Giants over the Redskins. Starting to get dark. Daylight saving time is a thing of the past. Bobby Johnson in motion. The draw play to Carpenter. He gets out to about the 30 before Ken Coffey, number 48, trips him up. Average yards on 1st down. Washington 4. The Giants throwing most of the time. 7.2.
Watch it. This is a little counter type thing. We'll see where Carpenter starts like he's going to the right. Then he comes back to the left. He's trying to follow his guard, Billy Ard, right there. Ard gets a good block. He gets right in behind Ard and cuts off to the right. He gains about 8 yards. That's a good 1st down run.
Intended for Lionel Manuel, incomplete. He overthrew it. Coffey on the coverage. Let's go for an NFL update to Brent Musburger in New York.
Well, Patton, here's the big play by the 49ers against the Rams in the first half. Craig circles out of the backfield. Montana with beautiful touch, and Craig gets free down the sideline. 64 yards for the touchdown. Now the Niners missed the extra point, so it's 12-0. Let's go back to Pat.
Most unusual for Ray Wershing to miss an extra point. 3rd and 2 here at Giant Stadium with the Giants leading the Redskins 14-0. Sims, back pedal. Lionel Manuel comes up with a catch. Anthony Washington back there, but Sims had it right on the money. Great catch. Great throw.
I'll tell you, they not only had Anthony Washington there. Watch him. He's tight, but they're going to have Ken Coffey's deep. They have him double. Watch it. Washington is running with him. He'll stay a little underneath. And watch, here's Coffey coming over. He gets over there a little late. And Sims makes that perfect throw. Watch him right over Washington, where the only guy that can get it is Manuel. That's the perfect place to throw the up against fake coverage.
And better than that is Carpenter. Rips over the right side. Stopped by Charles Mann, but he got about 4. The Redskins, as we mentioned before, have really had a tough time stopping the pass. Look at this.
Well, of course, they're 2nd against the rush. They're 27th against the pass and 16 overall. And I think the thing is, it's really a waste of time to try and run against them because they are 27th against the pass for a reason. And not making excuses for them, they just don't cover that well. You got to test them.
They lost their all-pro safety man, Mark Murphy. Sims gives to Carpenter again. Carpenter bangs for a 1st down. Inside the Redskins 35 before Coffey trips him up. Carpenter got 10.
I I think that's the way to do it. You know, a lot of teams would establish the run to throw the ball. Here the Giants come out throwing. Man, throw it. Get them rushing. Make them think pass. And then you open up some holes. Look at that hole in the right side. Bucks was taking an inside move. Man was going to the outside. They turned Bucks in, turned Man out, and whap, they had that big hole for Carpenter to run into.
Giants first down at the Redskins 33. 8:40 left to play in the first half. Sims again to Carpenter. Carpenter picking his hole. Gets about 4 or 5. Curtis Jordan had to make the stop. When you start mentioning the safety men making all the tackles, you know you got problems.
Watch Chris Godfrey here on Dave Butts again. He'll take him to his left to the inside. Watch him. Helmet to helmet, paint to paint. They get in there. They get some grunting going. Now watch. Godfrey just drives those legs, stays with him, gets a little push. Now watch him. Now he can get him turned. And watch, when he turns him 61, then Carpenter runs right off that turn, and that creates a hole.
Good move by Carpenter. Sims going for Manuel. Right through his hand. In Coffee. Back on defense. Manuel had a shot at that one.
I'll tell you, that Manuel can run. He put on a little afterburner. Watch him right here. He just puts on a jet, and he takes off. And look at how he separates from Coffee. He just couldn't get his hands on that ball, though. It was just about a half an inch too long.
That was very nearly a 21-0 situation.
I tell you, this is what the Giants have needed for a long time. A player like Lionel Manuel who can get out there and break things open.
3rd and 5. Ali Haji Sheikh, the Giant kicker, who's had an off year, waiting over on the sideline. 4 wide receivers this time. Sims has time to McConkey. McConkey inside the 10 to the 5 and out of bounds there. Rich Merlock made the stop, but Bill McConkey spent 5 years in the Navy, but still came out with some good land legs.
That's the other thing about McConkey. He can do the same thing. He can run with the ball after he catches it. Watch. That, again, is an option thing. He was going inside. He ran a slant to the inside, felt an opening to the outside, slid to the outside, caught the ball, and then made a nice move before he met 3 guys. Now, there's a wide receiver who looks like a linebacker, man. He's been in the pitch before.
Sims, 9 out of 16, the 1 touchdown. The pass to Ernest Gray, 1st and goal Giants. With the Redskin 5, Morris and Carpenter, the 2 running backs. Sims going right for it for Ernest Gray. Flag is down. Vernon Dean, the defender. He hit him. No doubt about it.
He did. He bumped him in the end zone before the ball was there. When you see that, we know they can bump him 5 yards. Not after 5 yards.
Number 32 on the 1-yard line.
They're right there. You see him give the bump when the ball's in the air. They caught him. Can't do that.
No question about it. It'll be 1st and goal at the 1. 7:41 left to play in the first half.
These Giants are opening up today. They're kind of exciting.
Wow.
Look at this Meadowlands. Yeah, they feel some electricity in this place.
It's full like it always is. Giants have 13 first downs. The Redskins have 1. Morris in again. Giants 20. The Redskins nothing. 7:37 left to play in the first half. Ali Haji Sheikh with Jeff Rutledge holding. The Sheikh is straight again.
No, I think he missed it.
Did he miss?
Yeah, the Sheik missed it.
No good.
Let's watch the touchdown again. I formation. Now watch Rob Carpenter. He's the lead blocker on this thing. They're just trying to stretch the defense, get all the way to the corner of the end zone. Now, what's Carpenter's throw right there? Makes the block that gets Joe Morris into the end zone.
It looks like a carbon copy of the first touchdown that Morris scored. Here's the extra point.
I'll tell you, the Sheik is really having a tough time here. That thing just goes, look, he just pushes it right off to the right. It's going to, darn near. Nope, right off to the right.
Just to the right of the upright.
And they come back to haunt you.
20-0, Giants. Big Dave Butts of the Redskins over on the sideline. The Giants scoring drive, 9 plays, 77 yards. They kept the ball 3 minutes, and they lead 20-0. Mike Milnes at the 2. Down he goes. Elvis Patterson is the man down. We told you earlier, and I'm sure you're aware if you follow professional football, how tight the NFC East is. Dallas improved their record to 6-3 with the win over Indianapolis, 22-3. And St. Louis also is 6-3 after they beat Philadelphia. Washington 5-3 and struggling. And the Giants trying to stay close. Just a game out. Theismann to his right. A lot of time. Picked off. Perry Williams intercepts Theismann. And the Giants have another chance to go ahead. The Giants can go further ahead, is what I meant to say. Joe Jacoby. The big Redskin tackle is down and slow getting up. Now he's up.
Watch this. It's the old roll, sprint throwback. It didn't foul up on Perry Williams. He stays with his man. Theismann rolls to the right. Perry Williams just stays step for step with Virgil C. And then he gets a jump on the ball, jumps in front of C, then he goes the other way. Now watch Theismann. He's going to sprint out to the right. Sprint out in there. He's going to stop. Throw back across the field. Perry Williams didn't go for it. He jumped in front of Virgil C.
So the Giants have it at the Redskins 27. The Redskins jump offside. Here's Carpenter. Dexter Manley, I think, jumped offside. It may have been Olkowitz.
Well, Theismann's talking to someone. He's trying to get some good stuff. He said, where'd that guy come from? I thought when I rolled to the right that he would follow me across. He just stayed with the guy. I think that was Dexter Manley. He jumped off sides and he couldn't get back.
Offside, number 72, first down.
He tried to get back. He slipped getting back.
Short conversation.
Well, I'm sure Joe didn't hang up on the coach in the press box.
1st and 5. The Giants are at the Redskins 22. 7:18 left to play in the first half, and the Giants leading 20-0. Byron Williams is the man in motion. The handoff is to Morris. Morris barrels inside the Redskins 5. Darrell Green finally knocked him down. Joe Morris, who's already scored 2 touchdowns.
Well, Bill Parcells was telling us yesterday, if I do go with a halfback, it's going to be Joe Morris. Watch him right in here. The center, Belcher blocks back. Billy Ard lopes across. He gets a middle linebacker, and Joe Morris is right in behind that, what they call a fold block. Center blocks to his left. Left guard comes around, the old scissors block. The old fold block. Whatever it's called, it works. Morris likes it.
1st and goal from the 4. Fake is to Morris. Sims looking. Intended for Zeke Mowat. Incomplete. Knocked down by Neil Olkowitz.
I'll tell you, Olkowitz is upset. He's upset that he didn't catch that ball. He could have had an interception, probably saved the score. Watch it right here in the end. Olkowitz is there. He has both hands on it. Looked like it went right through his hands. Mowat made a smart move. You see his right arm in between Olkowitz's. He could have stripped Olkowitz of the interception.
Here comes the 4 wide receiver setup. 2nd and goal from the 4. 6:27 left to play first half. Giants are hot. Ernest Gray. Gray was in the end zone at one time, had to come all the way back out to the 4-yard line. No gain on the play.
wide receiver works back. You want him to. Now watch Ernest Gray. Vernon Dean is on him there. He's going into the end zone. He expects that quick up, throwing up out over his outside shoulder. Now he has to work back out of the end zone all the way back to the 4-yard line.
Exactly where they started.
Hey, and I'll tell you, the guy who's rooting the most for a successful third down play is Ali Haji.
Oh, yeah. He's had a tough time.
He told me yesterday he felt straightened out. He felt he was jumping at the ball too much. He's really pressing. He even got a haircut. He has a short haircut now.
Here's Morris. Nope. Dexter Manley made the stop. All Ali Haji Sheik has to do is make a couple. After he had such a great rookie year last year, made 35 field goals. This year, 5 out of 15. All he needs to do is make a couple to get that confidence back.
Well, I'll tell you, it has to really hurt when you miss an extra point, doesn't it? I mean, to miss a field goal, that's one thing, but to miss a short field goal, that has to burn a little more, or to miss an extra point, that has to be tough.
This one is almost like an extra point. It's 19 yards out. Jeff Rutledge is the holder. The snap. And he got it. It wasn't down the middle, but he got it. And the Giants move out on top 23-0 with 5.5 minutes left to play in the first half. Startling. Back at Giants Stadium, Pat Summerall with John Madden. Giants 23, the Redskins nothing. Ali Haji Sheik just nailed a 19-yard field goal. He's about to kick off. Good kick. Milne back in the end zone, 5 yards deep. Stays there. Kickers hate to see the laces on the football. Now watch this hold by Jeff Rutledge. See the laces?
And he spins them. It looks like he gets them. He's going to kick the ball right on the laces. I think he really had the same thing on that extra point that he missed.
I think he did.
You know, watch Lawrence Taylor, number 56, make a block here. He's the wing on this, but watch him hit Trey Johnson. He just meets him coming in that gap and knocks him right back where he came from. That's a way to keep pressure off your kicker.
It sure is. First down, Redskins. Didier moves. Taylor was with it. Flag is down. Pass complete to Jeff Moore. He is nailed by Harry Carson. Washington has not made a first down in their last 7 possessions.
A lot of that has to do with good Giant defense. Bill Courier is out of the game. He suffered a concussion. They took him into the locker room. He won't be back. And now number 44,
illegal motion, number 86.
Pete Shaw is playing in his place.
86 is Didier, who is moving. Against the Redskins, it'll be first and 15. The ball back at the 15. There's Bill Courier.
We were saying how he just came back. He had a back injury in preseason. Put him in the hospital and put him in traction and just got back, and then he was playing well. He made a big save on a third down play pass, and he got a concussion. He's in the locker room now.
Didier again on the move. Theismann in the pocket. In the direction of Jeff Moore, incomplete. Lawrence Taylor almost came up with the interception, and he could have had 6 if he did. Washington turnovers.
Well, the big thing is it's not always the turnovers, but it's what you do with the turnovers after you get them. You can see that the Redskins fumbled, and the Giants scored a touchdown as a result. Then the Redskins threw an interception, and the Giants got a field goal. That's 10 points of 2 turnovers.
5:14 left to play in the first half. Second and 15. Redskins have the ball at their own 15. Giants a little confusion on defense. So they took timeout. Joe Theismann has missed his last 10 passes. While we have a minute, and Theismann and Gibbs converse, let's check some of the other scores around the NFL. 5:14 left to play in the first half. Miami 24, Buffalo nothing now. 3 touchdown passes by Dan Marino. The Raiders 12, Denver 6. Second quarter. And San Francisco over the Rams 19-0. Joe Montana has just thrown a touchdown pass to Freddie Solomon. 49ers are tough.
I'll tell you, and there's nothing that can slow those 49ers down. You know, this week they had a flu epidemic on that team. They caught the flu in Houston. They had like 15 players sick, and they're still out there leading the game. They just can't slow that big 49er machine down.
Joe Montana is very difficult to rush. He's such a good athlete.
Well, and he has a lot of good receivers, and they have a good plan. They always seem to have someone wide open.
Second and 15 from the 15. Giants 23, Redskins nothing. Theismann going deep. Art Monk might be gone. Monk run down by Perry Williams. But Art Monk, who's having a sensational year, goes 72 yards from Theismann.
Well, you know, we'll see the throw here, and this is what defensive coaches hate, because the Giants have a double coverage here. See, Byron Williams is a short guy. Pete Shaw is a deep guy. Now, Pete Shaw doesn't have good speed. He didn't get over deep, so Byron Williams, who's a short guy, has to chase him all the way, and he finally catches Art Monk. Watch it here. You see, Byron Williams is coming off. Pete Shaw is supposed to come over. See him right there, 44. He didn't get over. Art Monk really on that play beat Pete Shaw and not Byron Williams.
Perry Williams. Here goes Riggins over the right side. And Riggins, as he so often does, just leans forward to about the 5, maybe the 6.
You know, you see something like that, and you tend to blame the corner, Perry Williams, and he was the short guy in the zone, and the deep guy just didn't get over.
This is Don Warren, who is the injured Redskin, the good blocking tight end.
You know, the Redskins really in this first half haven't been playing their type of game. I mean, their type of game is ball control, get ahead, Riggins right, Riggins left, Riggins up the middle, throw once in a while, find Art Monk. But when you get down 23-0, you have to find some other things to do, and I think they just found it. Get Art Monk deep.
Well, it's like when you get this far behind, like the Raiders did to him in the Super Bowl, you just about take Riggins out of the game, don't you?
Right, and then when that's what you rely on, it's kind of like those college teams that play the wishbone, and it's good when you're ahead. It's a ball control type offense, but when you get behind, you have to get something quickly.
Don Warren trying to get back to his feet. Next week, it all begins, of course, with the NFL today here on CBS. The Giants go to Dallas, Philadelphia against Detroit, Tampa Bay against Minnesota, and the Rams against those red-hot St. Louis Cardinals. John Madden and I will be in Dallas as the Giants go down there.
You know, the Giants could take this same offense next week against the Cowboys and have success with it. Just come out, use one back, 3 wide receivers, open it up early in the game, because you can throw against that Cowboy defense.
Just to give you an idea of how important this game is and how important that game will be next week, the Cardinals have won, the Cowboys have won. Washington trailing the Giants 23-0 at the moment. Giants trying to win and trying to stay only a game out of first place. That could mean a lot. Warren is out. Anthony Jones is in. 2nd and 3. Ball to the 6-yard line. Riggins right. Riggins hit by Lawrence Taylor before he gets back to the line of scrimmage. See a player?
I'll tell you, I've always said this. I think that he's the best player in the league. I mean, he's a guy, here's when you need someone to take over and dominate the game. Taylor's the type of guy that can do it. You want to run? Go ahead and run. I'll find that runner. You want to throw? I'll rush the quarterback and get him. When you get down to my goal line, I'll make something happen.
He leads the Giants in tackle. It's 3rd and 3. Redskins at the Giants 6. So far, they've been shut out. Theismann. Incomplete. He's out of bounds. He doesn't think so. Perry Williams was the defender. Didn't get them both down.
Let's see right here, if Monk has both feet up in the air and Perry Williams pushes him out of bounds, then he can go out of bounds. That ball is thrown up over his outside shoulder. That's a pretty good place to do it. Now we can see his right foot looks like it's in, but his left foot's out. I think if Monk has any argument, it's the fact that if he has both feet off the ground and the momentum comes from the defensive guy, then he's in and it's a touchdown.
Mark Mosley has come on with Theismann holding. Mosley from 23 yards out. Redskins are on the scoreboard. Giants leading 23-3 with 3 minutes left to play in the first half. Good job by the Giant defenses. Mark Mosley. Puts the Redskins on the scoreboard.
An important score for the Redskins. I remember years ago learning that from George Blanda. When you get down like 23-0, you always think, let's go and try and get the touchdown and get 4 more. And George always felt that the toughest one to get on the board is the first one. He said the first opportunity you get to get it, you have to take it. I think that's the way the Redskins thought at that time. Let's look at another angle of that catch. Now, again, if Monk has both feet off the ground and is pushed out by Perry Williams, then it should have been a touchdown. It's hard to tell right there, but it looks like that could have happened.
Official right on top of the play. Redskins settle for the field goal. It's 23-3 with 3 minutes left in the first half. Line run and kick goes to McConkey. There's the flag down, and there goes McConkey down. Trey Junkin down to make the stop.
I think that one's going to be against Byron Hunt, number 57. I think he zeroed his guy in and got him from behind. Although Kevin Belcher is out there complaining to him, but it looked like to me that Byron Hunt was the guy that did it.
Illegal block in the back, number 57.
You're right.
Down.
Yeah, it was 57. Byron Hunt, you can see him right here. See, he has the guy zeroed in, but by the time he gets there, the guy is running downfield, and he just gets him from behind. That's what's wrong. You can't block below the waist anymore, so you have to block him up. Now, you can't hold him, so you aim at a moving target, and unless you hit it perfectly, there's going to be a flag, and that's exactly what happened to Byron Hunt.
First and 10 Giants from their own 12-yard line. Ernest Gray got about 6. Vernon Dean on the stop.
I'll tell you one thing, I think they've been yelling that all day. If you hear the Redskins yelling, pass, pass, and first down, I think that's what they're going to talk about when they go in at halftime. All the Giants are doing to us, guys, are passing, passing. Let's just play pass defense. We have to get to Sims.
2:20 left to play first half. Giants at their own 18. Second and 4. They give it to Carpenter. Carpenter has the Giants first down. And we will have the 2-minute warning very shortly. Monty Coleman made the stop.
I'll tell you, the Giants are doing a good job of mixing up. The minute you think they're going to pass all the time, they pass on first down, and then they come back and run on second down. They have very good mixture today.
2 minutes left to play in the first half. The Giants lead the Redskins 23-3. At Giants Stadium, Giants 23, Washington 3. Pat Summerall, John Madden. Rob Carpenter injured on the last carry. Not sure yet exactly what it was. Joe Morris has taken his place. He's the lone setback. Morris on the draw play. Dave Butts, Mel Coughlin make sure that Morris gets nothing.
You know what it looked like to me on Rob Carpenter? It looked like he got hurt when he hit the turf. And, we're seeing more and more of those injuries. They're working on him now. It could be a shoulder because it looked like that type of thing, that when he went down, it was not the contact of the Redskins player. It was the contact of the artificial turf.
Don't Don't forget to stick with us at halftime as you look at Phil Simms over with Pat Hoxton and Bill Parcells in the background. As we'll go back to the New York studio, and Brent Musburger and Irv Cross will let you know what's happened around the NFL today. Washington called this timeout, so they have 2 left.
There's Butch Woolfolk there. Now we see there he doesn't have a helmet or anything. I don't think he's going to play today. Even when Rob Carpenter gets hurt, instead of going to Woolfolk, they go to one fullback, and that guy is a halfback, Joe Morris. Plus, Woolfolk's laughing too much to be going to play. You got to get that game face on before you go in and play, I think.
And you have to put your helmet on.
Yeah, you do need a helmet. Remember in the old days, did you ever play in the old days where they had the leather helmets and they used to fold them up and put them in the back pocket when they weren't playing?
Far before my time, John.
How about face masks?
No, I didn't use a face mask.
I love it.
Simms intended for Ernest Gray, almost picked off by Vernon Dean. He had a chance.
I'll tell you, he had a chance. Had he intercepted that pass, that would have been a touchdown because he would have had clear sailing to the end zone.
The word on Carpenter was that he's just dazed, not seriously hurt, and he'll be back.
I think the word on Vernon Dean is he could be dazed and not seriously hurt other than his feelings for dropping that ball that could have been a 7-point play.
3rd and 11. Ball at the 27-yard line. 1:45 left to play first half. Simms directing traffic. For Galbraith. Monty Coleman on the coverage, and here comes Dave Jennings to punt for the Giants. Pass coverage has been better for the Redskins this last couple of series. 1:39 left to play first half. Both teams with 2 timeouts remaining.
You know, at the point when you have a 23-3 lead and you have a minute and a half left to go, that's when you like to be able to run so you can control the ball, run out the clock.
Jennings, high kick, short kick, Milne at his own 40. Skates out to about the 43. 36-yard punt by Jennings, 30 yards on the net after Nelk returned it 6 yards. A minute 29 left to play the first half. The Redskins have some time to do some business.
And I'll bet you part of that business that they're trying to figure out is, one, how to get the ball deep or relatively deep to Art Monk. This is the type of game that the Redskins could use Charlie Brown, they could use Joe Washington, they could use Calvin Muhammad. They don't have those guys, so the guy they have to figure out, how can we get the ball to Art Monk?
He is split wide to the right up at the top of your picture, and Theismann looks to the other side. Virgil C. He comes up with the catch. Lands on his head. Larry Flowers cut him down, and there's a penalty marker.
Maybe that's what the Giants were thinking. They're going to try and go to Monk, so they go to Virgil C. That's why I think these Redskins have good coaching. Because no matter who gets hurt and goes down, they find another player that they bring up, put in there, and not only put him in there, but he does well.
Pass interference, defense, decline, first down.
Virgil C. just starts out here. Here he is on the left side, and again, it's against Williams, Perry Williams. Now he's going to go to the inside. You see the move there? Williams is in good position. He takes a swipe at that ball with his right hand and just misses it.
19-yard gain, and Theismann goes back deep again. Outside to Jeff Moore. Moore out of bounds at the Giant 32. Lawrence Taylor knocked him out of bounds. They stopped the clock with 1:15 left to play in the first half.
Yeah, we're talking about guys. There's Jeff Moore. They just got him. Jeff Moore had played at Seattle. Then he went to the 49ers and gave the 49ers a good year. And then he was free. And when Joe Washington got hurt, the Redskins just picked up Jeff Moore. And he's a pass-receiving guy. He's a little like Joe Washington, more of a pass-receiving running back than a running back.
They need 4 for a first down. And that's Moore, who got the Redskin first down. 1:08 left to play first half. Lawrence Taylor on the tackle.
Well, the Redskins always had a guy like this. Remember, they had Nick Giaquindo last year. They have Joe Washington, and now they have Jeff Moore. You see, he runs an out here. Now watch Lawrence Taylor try and strip the ball. He knows he caught it, and he's going to throw that right hammer in there and try and knock the ball out of Jeff Moore's arm. We see what Moore did. He put both of them around it. He said, I know Taylor's coming from somewhere. He's not going to get this thing.
This is a Redskin timeout, so they have one remaining. The Giants have two. 1:08 left to play in the first half. In a long first half, Giants leading 23-3. Don't forget to stick with us at the half, and we'll switch you back to our New York studios. And Brent Musburger and Irv Cross will bring you up to date on what's happened around the NFL today. The Cowboys won, the Cardinals won. So the NFC East remains very close.
And in addition to that, we're going to have Billy Costello in here, the super lightweight champion. You know, he's really something. I've seen him fight a couple of times, and he's never lost, has 15 knockouts. He fights up there in his hometown. You know, those people come, the whole town comes. They love him. That's really a nice, and it's a refreshing scene.
He'll be fighting, of course, on CBS. And next you see him, John will be talking to him at halftime. Theismann, 7 out of 19, 123 yards, 1 interception. Virgil C. split wide to the left, knocked out wide to the right. Theismann looking left again. Throws it on the ground. Throws it away. Theismann is hit by Jim Burt.
Well, the fans are here booing because Theismann didn't throw the ball to anyone. That's what Bill Parcells is saying. Hey, that's grounding the ball. There was no receiver out there. I guess there doesn't have to be a receiver there anymore. But now watch Big Jim Burt. He's going to see Theismann. He has him zeroed in. I'm going to get him. I'm going to get him. Theismann said, no yard. I'll throw it. I'll throw it to something or someone, even if it's carpet. Man, I'm throwing it to something.
To the carpet. Second down and 10 from the Giants 24. Theismann retreats again, throws down the middle. He has Jeff Moore. Moore falls down inside the 10. He gets down to about the 7. Terry Kennard. He gets down to the 6. Kennard made the contact that brought him down. It's an 18-yard gain, a Redskin first down, and now they take their last timeout.
I'll tell you, Jeff Moore was man-to-man on Lawrence Taylor, and Moore beats him. And then he has a touchdown. He has clear sailing to the end zone. Pretty good pass protection. Now watch it here. See, there's Taylor. Moore has a clear shot to the end zone. He goes to make a little cut. His feet just get caught up, and he goes down. Kennard didn't tackle him. Kennard just put his hands on him after he was down.
He had the end zone. You're right.
Moore said, oh, this is tough. It's hot out here, muggy. Guys had to run the marathon. They were complaining about it. Heck, it's hard playing football. Guys are hitting you and chasing you and stuff.
First and goal from the 6. Like a night game now.
It is, and I'll tell you, it's setting up a pretty good second half, because one thing with the Giants not able to run and having to pass, if they're not successful, the Redskins are going to get the ball a lot and get a lot of shots.
52 seconds left to play in the first half. Redskins are now out of timeout. Have it first and goal at the 6.
Riggins is not in there, so you wouldn't expect that they're going to run anyway.
It's Jeff Moore, the lone setback. Theismann retreats, throws quickly to Monk over in the corner of the end zone. No penalty flag this time. Perry Williams right back with Monk. Good defense.
That is good defense. It looks like to me in this first half that the Redskin offense is to work on Perry Williams. Williams is really playing pretty well. You see him here. He's looking right into Monk. He doesn't look back at the ball. So if you do that at first, then he doesn't turn his head until he sees Monk's hands go up. He's watching Monk, watching Monk. Monk's hands goes up, then Williams goes to locate the ball.
It'll be second and goal from the 6 with 48 seconds left to play in the first half. Anthony Jones is the man in motion. Sack. Gary Reason, number 55. From his linebacker spot, sacks Theismann.
Gary Reasons is the guy that Bill Parcells really liked in training camp. Watch him here. He's coming on a blitz. He starts like he's going to the left. Then he just stops and just goes straight up after Theismann.
Flag is down. Theismann goes to Moore out of bounds. Let's see what the penalty is.
6 men on the offensive line.
I wonder if that's Mark May again, the right tackle. Let's see if we can see if there's one tackle back. The only thing I can think of is that the right tackle right here may be lined back in the backfield because they only had 6 men in the line of scrimmage. You see how the right tackle looks like he's back a little? That's what they called earlier. I think that's what they called again.
It'll be 4th down then as the Giants decline the penalty, and Mark Mosley, who's hit one from 23, is 1 for 1 for today, comes on to try this one. This one from 33 yards out. And he hits. 24 seconds remain in the first half at Giants Stadium. The Giants defense again rises to the occasion, delights the crowd. And the Giants lead it 23-6.
That was a big play by Gary Reasons coming up with that blitz. He really did make a nice adjustment on that play. You know, he started to the inside. Donnelly was going to pick him up. Then he just ran away from Donnelly.
23-6. 24 seconds left to play in the first half. Gibbs and Joe Theismann. Deep conversation over on the sideline. Redskins 8 plays, 41 yards. Time, 1:05, and Mosley hit from 33 yards out.
I'll tell you, there's a couple things. One is the Redskins at the end of this half is starting to move the ball. The other thing you have to remember is that missed extra point in the first half. Doggone, you think over the years, those things, for some reason, always seem to come back to haunt you.
They certainly change the complexion of the game, don't they?
I'll tell you, I bet you somewhere in this game it does.
Hayes picks off. Will gets to one of the up men. Fire and Hunt. And there's the scramble. 19 seconds remaining on the clock. 1st and 10. Giants leading 23-6. Giants will have the ball at about their own 39-yard line. Next week here on CBS, here's our lineup. The Giants go to Dallas, Philadelphia, Detroit, Tampa Bay against Minnesota, and the Rams go to St. Louis. Check your local listings for what game you'll be able to see. 1st and 10 Giants, their own 39-yard line. Sims going right to work, or trying to, and going right down. The 6th sack was Dexter Manley. 6 times Sims has been down.
I'll tell you, Darrell, Dexter Manley doesn't look like that right ankle is bothering him today. He's been pretty effective on the pass rush. He's going over there against Brad Benson. You see now, he just starts, he makes a spin. You see him from the outside, the right-hand side of the screen. He went into Benson, made a spin to the inside, came in and got Phil Sims.
That'll do it for the first half. And the Giants lead the Redskins 23-6. Don't forget to stick with us for an update on all the scores with Brett Musburger and Herb Cross. 23-6 at the Meadowlands. We look forward to this second half as well. Thank you, Billy Costello. Jeff Hayes kicks off for the Redskins. Phil McConkey retreats into the end zone about 2 yards deep and downs it there. Again, next weekend coming up here on CBS, the fight that John Madden and Billy Costello were just talking about. Billy against Leroy Haley. WBC World Super Lightweight Championship. 3:30 Eastern Time next weekend.
First thing Billy said to me when he saw me out in the hall, he said, he only gave me 15 knockouts. I had 17, and those things are hard to come by. Give me credit. I said, you got it. We'll straighten that out right away. He said, that's not half the time. He said, for every 2 guys I fight, I knock one out.
That would be a good fight. Here's Sims going right back to work on the first down. He has Zeke Moat, and he gets into Redskin territory. They come out firing. 33-yard pickup as Curtis Jordan makes the stop.
And we've talked about this lately at halftime where the teams can take Polaroids of the first half, see the coverage. So usually when they come out, that first play or so is what they found out. So this is one thing they probably said, you know, we've been throwing to the outside, guys. Let's see if we can't get something deep to Zeke Mowat in the middle. So they did on the first play. Let's watch that pass protection again. This is what you have to have. Dave Butts has really been silenced today. And I'll tell you that Godfrey is doing a heck of a job.
Heck of a job is right. Rob Carpenter is back, slips down at about the Redskin 49. Dexter Manley on the bottom of the pile along with Neil Okowitz. Giants 23, the Redskins 6.
You know, one thing, Chris Godfrey gets a word that, you know, it's a good news, bad news. Most teams in the league are playing those three-man lines where the guard is uncovered. So they say, Godfrey, you're going to start this week. First time. That's the good news. You go, hey, I'm happy. You're playing against Dave Butts.
That's the Pro Bowl last year. 2nd and 12. Morris and Carpenter in the backfield. But Sims has got to throw. Makes the draw play. The blitz is on the Redskins. Led by Mel Kaufman. Get their 7th sack on Phil Sims. Chase the Giants backward.
I'll tell you, Mel Kaufman just came from the outside. He's the left side linebacker. He was coming all the way. He'll be coming from the left-hand side, from the right-hand side here. He's just going to come in. Sims does that fake. Now watch Kaufman come in the right-hand side of the screen right there. Sims almost lost the ball as he's going down. Kaufman put his shoulder right in under Sims's arm, and that ball was coming out of there as Sims was going to his back.
That'll make it 3rd and 20 back at the 42-yard line. Giants with their 3 wide receivers. Now 4 wide receivers. Sims got some room to go. Flag is down way back deep in Giant territory. Monty Coleman made the stop on Sims, but it's going to be holding against the Giants. Carl Nelson, number 63, I think is the gentleman who was guilty.
That's probably a pretty good indicator. The guy that argues with the official is probably the guy they caught. And number 63, Carl Nelson, was there talking to Fred Wyant.
Holding, number 63. 3rd down.
That'll make it 3rd and 32.
Big Carl Nelson. He's, you know, that was one of the things. He's a first-year guy. He was on injured last year. 6'6", 285 pounds. That's a pretty good size. That was one thing that in the offseason that Bill Parcells wanted to do, is get some size in his offensive line.
Wonder how a guy that big can get hurt. 23-6 Giants lead. Sims out of the spread formation. A yellow pass. They're right about it. Byron Williams gets into Redskins territory to their 45. Ken Coffey on the stop. But they do get a little breathing room. Still will have to punt, however.
But that does, excuse me, Pat, that does change field position. It doesn't look like much, but now Dave Jennings can put, he should put from here, he should put the Redskins inside the 10-yard line. So, you know, picking up that 20 yards there will go to the defense.
Mike Nelm. Flowers right in his face. Shaw then hits him. Nelm stays on his feet. Gets outside the 20. 30-yard punt, 8-yard return. So the Redskins will take over on their own 22-yard line. Sailing 23-6.
With Mike Nelms, the only way he's not going to return it is if you kick it out of bounds. You better not leave it in the field, or he's going to bring it back at you.
Washington Redskins in the first half had a ball 10 times, got 2 field goals by Mark Mosley. They punted 6 times, and they had 2 turnovers.
Of course, they're thinking now, it'll be interesting to see after they regrouped at halftime, looked at their Polaroids, to see what they think they can get, because being down 23-6, they need something rather quickly.
They have John Riggins in the game, and Riggins on the counter throw. Barrels over the right side for about 8 yards behind Jacoby and Grimm.
That's the thing. Remember a couple weeks ago, we spent some time with John Riggins. He was telling us, you know, it's easy to play fullback for the Redskins. He said, all you have to do is find number 66 and number 68 and get in behind them. Either run in behind them left or do that counter and they pull in front of you to the right. You stay behind them. But I don't have to watch film and go to those meetings and practice.
Just lean behind those guys. He got 9. 2nd and 1. He'll come this way this time. Riggins will have the first down at the 35, about the 36-yard line. Harry Carson made the stop along with Lawrence Taylor.
Well, you know, it looks like maybe that's what they talked about at halftime, Pat. In the first half, Riggins only gained 38 yards, and that's not a Redskins nor a Riggins-type first half. And maybe Riggins said to Joe Gibbs, hey, how about giving me the ball a little? Or maybe they said, let's give Riggo the ball a little.
Riggo has now 50 yards, and that's all the Redskin rushing yards. Gideon is the movement. Theismann ducks underneath. Comes out on a scramble. Stays. Gets outside the 40. Harry Carson took him down. Theismann scrambled for 6.
Well, we're going to see from the left side, Curtis McGriff, number 76, breaks through. And he's going to come from the left side right there. Theismann's right. You see him right there, 76. Now he flushes Theismann out. See, now Theismann has to put the ball down. Now he has to run. He's looking for some open holes. He finds a couple, and he's able to pick up about 6 yards. Theismann looked like on that like the punt returner he used to be.
2nd and 4. Redskins ball their own 41. Riggins again on the counter play. No place to go. Riggins struggles. Leonard Marshall, number 70, along with Curtis McGriff on the tackle. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 3.
You know, early in the first half, I said it didn't seem like they were going to that left side as much as they used to. And here we see they really didn't. They went 5 times to the left, 12 times to the right, which surprises me a little because Mark May is playing the right tackle instead of in place of George Stark, and the right guard is Ken Huff instead of Mark May.
3rd and 3. Didier again on the move. Jeff Moore wide open. Moore down the sideline, knocked out of bounds inside the Giants 40. Nobody covered him.
I bet it was Lawrence Taylor's man. Usually a linebacker will cover a running back. Lawrence Taylor blitzed on that side that time, and no one picked up Jeff Moore. And Taylor has been known to do that over the years when he's supposed to cover. Now watch him. Here, he's going to come. I'll bet you he's supposed to cover Jeff Moore. He says, I think I can get the passer. He goes. Russ Grimm picks him up. No one picks up Jeff Moore.
Moore is out there, and Riggins is back. Virgil C. split wide to the left, and Monk right up the top of your picture. Riggins swings out of the backfield. Pass batted down by Harry Carson. Intended for Anthony Jones. Theismann limping a little bit.
I'll tell you, Theismann took a shot right after he threw that ball, and looks like his right ankle could have been caught in the turf when he got hit. Watch him right here. He throws the ball, and he's down. Oh, it was D. Hardison, I think, rolled up on him from the outside. Boy, that could hurt.
That
you get
could
that
really
foot planted, and you get a big 270-pound guy rolling up your leg like D. Hardison. That can stretch and pull some things.
Theismann limped as he came out of the huddle. Moore is in the backfield, but he looks okay now. Theismann does. This is Jeff Moore. Knocked out of bounds by Williams, and here comes the penalty marker down. I didn't see anything happen.
I bet it's for hitting out of bounds. It sounded like the whistle blew. The official threw it in the sideline there, so it had to be unsportsmanlike conduct or unnecessary roughness where he threw it. They're having a conference. So the two guys in the white hats are talking it over, and they'll tell the guy in the black hat.
Moore's caught 7 passes.
No penalty.
No penalty. That did look marginal, didn't it?
I bet that's what he was thinking about. He probably thought that he got hit out of bounds. He did get hit out of bounds. Now watch, he throws the flag. How can you say no flag, man? Someone talked him out of that. The guy did hit him out of bounds. He did look at it right there. He did throw the flag. Someone talked him out of it in that conference. I don't understand that one.
9:03 left to play third quarter. Giants leading the Redskins 23-6. Here's Theismann back to throw. He has time. He had time. Virgil C. was the intended receiver. The ball went well out of bounds.
I think Joe Theismann, as we see, he has 11 for 27. He just threw that one out of bounds. Pete Shaw was in front of C. And had he thrown it to C, Pete Shaw would have gotten it. But he had to throw it over Shaw's head. Now watch C out here, number 80. That's Haynes. Now watch number 44, Pete Shaw, work out. You see 44 there? Now he has to get it over there. So he sees that, and he sees he has him deep, so he just throws it out of bounds.
A little different kind of coverage. 2nd and 10. C can't come down with it. Almost. Williams back there with him.
I'll tell you, Perry Williams is getting worked on today. Every time they want to go for a deep one, it seems they're going against Perry Williams. He's been on Art Monk. Here he's on Virgil C. He's playing him in man-to-man and tight coverage. Good throw. I mean, that's where you have to throw that one. C got his left hand on it, just couldn't keep control of it. That was a perfect throw by Theismann.
Really, the coverage is pretty good, too.
The coverage is pretty good. C has to catch that ball.
Monk goes wide to the right. McGrath is out there with him on the right side. C is flanked wide to the left. Moore is in the backfield. Here's Theismann. He's going to take off with it. Not enough for the first down as Byron Hunt chases Joe Theismann out of bounds.
I'm a little surprised on 3rd down that Theismann went out of bounds. I know the quarterback thing and you run out of bounds, but on 3rd down, I think you have to try and make a little move. Looked like he saw Byron Hunt there and just gave up on it.
Not a first down, not enough. The ball's at the 23, and here's Mosley again. He's already hit twice. This one's from 40 yards out. Theismann will hold. Mosley is no good. Wide left, and again the Giants defense does its job. With 8:43 left to play in the third quarter at Giants Stadium, the Giants lead 23-6. Pat Summerall, John Madden back at Giants Stadium where the Giants lead the Redskins 23-6. 8:43 left to play in the third quarter. Mosley has just missed. Going to work again is Phil Sims. Ernest Trey. Knocked him down. Sims throwing well, extremely well.
Look at, he even has a smile on his face. The fans have a smile on their face. I think this is the most exciting and fun time I've seen the Giants have on a football field. Looked like before they were always fighting everything. Here they're just running 3 wide receivers, 1 back. Ernest Gray down the middle, guy outside, guy inside. Hit a guy, pick up 30, 40 yards. That's the way to play.
Gray's had a good day. 7 receptions. He scored the first touchdown. First down, Giants, their own 48. And back to throw. Gets loose from a couple. Knocked down at the last minute, intended for Bobby Johnson. That was Darrell Green who came in to knock it down.
I'll tell you, Darrell Green made a nice move on that play because Bobby Johnson did have him beat. Darrell Green picked up some ground. Here's a guy who's always been one of my favorites. You know, he's so bright-eyed. He's always full of life and a fun guy. Watch him here on Bobby Johnson. You see, he's about a step or 2 behind him, but watch him catch up when the ball's in the air. There it is, and he just dives out, just gets that right hand on it. Darn near brought it in and had control of it.
2nd and 10. Sims running for his life again. Throws. Williams, the pass receiver. Knocked down by Ken Coffey. A little exchange at the end.
That's the thing, yeah. So watch them come under control there. You see they run the linebackers deep, and then Byron Williams comes in underneath. You know, that's what you call underneath. The linebackers go deep. Other guy comes underneath. There's Sims after he hits the ball. Whack.
Ooh. That'll make it 3rd and 3 at the Redskin 44. Just over 7 minutes left to play third quarter. Sims out of the spread formation. Got his man. McConkey. McConkey still on his feet. McConkey. Inside the 10 to the 5.
Little guy. You know, Phil McConkey's only 5'9", but the thing is, he's a punt returner. The good thing about this, once you can get the ball to a guy like this, after he catches the ball, now watch, he loses it, bounces it, picks it up again, keeps his feet, and still picks up another 20 yards. That was quite a dipper there. He caught it, dropped it, bounced it, caught it, whacked it, and then ran with it.
39 yards all told on that play, that pass completion from Sims to McConkey as Joe Gibbs looks on. Rob Carpenter got about a yard straight ahead. Dave Butts on the stop. The Giants, 353 yards total, 277 pass, 76 yards rushing is respectable, I guess.
It's not bad, but they are a better passing team. They do have a good scheme with his 3 wide receivers today, and it's been working.
They have 2 wide receivers split wide to the left this time. Graves, Johnson. Tight end Zeke Morris is lined up on the right side. Sims on second down. Morris, his 3rd touchdown of the day.
The Giants are running right at the strength of the Redskins, and Butts and Darrell Grant, they run right in there, pick up the block. Joe Morris hits that gap, gets it into the end zone.
And so with 5:23 left to play in the third quarter, the Giants lead the Redskins 30-6. The Giants 30, Washington 6. As Ali Haji Sheik prepares to kick off, Mike Milnes is back deep for the Redskins. 5:23 left to play third quarter. Milnes 2 yards deep in his end zone and comes out. Not much doing. Pete Shaw at the 22.
Now, we've been talking about the job Chris Godfrey does. Watch him right here against Dave Butts. Now, he influences, he starts to drive his head in this way. This makes Butts start in here, then he drives him. Joe Morris starts here, sees he has Butts inside, then just runs right by him. So watch Godfrey there, Chris Godfrey. He starts in, Butts, you see him influence him? Butts reads him, starts in, see how that creates a hole, and Joe Morris just breaks right through it. That's a guard influencing with his body movement which way the play is going, but then it doesn't go that way.
Jeff Moore in the backfield for the Redskins. They've taken Riggins out of the game. Taylor almost gets Theismann. They intended for Monk, but Lawrence Taylor was in Joe Theismann's face.
I think Taylor gets Theismann, but he got him after he threw the ball. Watch Lawrence Taylor there. You talk about determination. He's going. There he is on Russ Prim. He just fights Russ Prim. Watch the shot that he puts on Theismann there. In fact, that was illegal. You can't hit a guy in the head anymore. But he, you know, when he goes after a quarterback, There's nothing going to stop this guy when he wants to.
Monk comes wide to the left. 5:08 remaining, third quarter. Giants 30, Redskins 6. Outside to Didier. Pete Shaw is right there with Didier. The NFC East, I don't know which is the best division in pro football, but I know which is the closest one. The Cardinals and the Cowboys have already won. They're both 6-3. Washington was 5-3. Looks like they'll be 5-4, and looks like the Giants will be 5-4, and the Eagles still aren't out of it.
You know what it looks like to me? It looks like St. Louis has proven to be the strong team because they've beaten Dallas and Washington.
McGrath on the move for the Redskins. Third down. Theismann is hit just as he lets it go by George Martin. And the defense gets the applause. There's the man who put the rush on, George Martin. The crowd is really loving it.
Well, they're giving them a lot to yell about. I mean, when the offense is in there, they're throwing the ball, spreading it out. When the defense is in there, they're rushing the quarterback. They're getting it from all areas today, these Giant fans.
Hayes to McConkey. Giants will take over at their own 46. 37-yard punt, 10-yard return. Rick Kane down to make the stop.
I think old McConkey lost his towel out there. Did you see that? The official just picked it up. That got hit so hard his towel jumped off his body.
4:10 left to play third quarter. Giants up 36. That score is correct. It's the Giants 30, Washington 6. Redskins have beaten the Giants 6 consecutive times. Bill Sims gives to Joe Morris. Morris is around the corner. Curtis Jordan knocked him out of bounds, but Morris, who scored 3 touchdowns already, gets another big game.
Watch the block Rob Carpenter makes right there. You see, that's on all Joe Morris's runs to the outside today. They've all been to the right side, and it's always been the block of Rob Carpenter that sprung him. He led out there, boom, he just cut that coffee right down.
12 yards for Morris. He has 9 carries, 51 yards, and has scored 3 times. The last Giant to do that was Billy Taylor back in 1979. Sims to Morris. Morris inside the Redskin 40 to the 36. Coffee again on the stop. Curtis Jordan with the assist.
That time Joe Morris left Rob Carpenter. Carpenter was leading. He led to the outside. Carpenter said, Morris said, I see a hole in here. I'm going to stop and take this one right here and pick up about 5 yards.
2nd and 5 at the Redskin 37. Clock running, 3.5 minutes left to play third quarter.
Joe Morris is only 5'7". He's not a tall guy.
He is today. Morris breaks into the Redskins secondary. Still on his feet. Redskin 30. Vernon Dean had to make the stop, and Morris gets another Giant first down. And Morris is hurt.
I remember one day I was out here at practice, and the Giants were all wearing shorts, and they said that Joe Morris thought they were sweatpants. He does have that quickness. He sees a hole. He gets a good block there from Godfrey, and he just breaks right off the Godfrey's block. Boom, he's in the secondary.
Joe Morris, third-year running back from Syracuse. 11 carries, 67 yards for Morris. This is Carpenter. Carpenter. Inside the Redskin 20 to the 19. Mel Coughlin made the stop. Giants have 115 yards rushing. That's their best effort in a long, long time.
I'll tell you, he made a nice move on Ken Coffey on that one. Coffey was coming up from the outside, and he just put him down. Let's see if we can watch it right here. You see 48 right on the edge of the thing. You see him? He goes down. He put the move on him, and then Carpenter's able to get to the outside.
2nd and 3 at the Redskin 19. Giants leading already 30-6. Johnson and Gray split wide to the left. Morris spins inside the 15. Another Giant first down. The safety man making the tackle. Bill Parcells.
I think before it's over, we're going to see a smile on Bill Parcells' face. Because that's one way to open up the running game. To spread them out, pass the ball, get them all thinking pass, and then popping guys like Carpenter and Morris in on them.
1st and 10 from the Redskin 15. Morris again, this time stumbles. Tries to get around the corner, can't. Lost a yard. Coffey and Jordan again. Came up with a force.
And another good block by Rob Carpenter. I think Joe Morris is getting tired. In fact, he's lifting his arm there. He's saying, geez, I haven't worked this hard in a long time, man. It was hot out here, kind of humid. He's going off. He's a tired guy. You know, I'll bet you when he ate his pregame meal today, he didn't think he was going to be carrying the ball this much. In fact, they didn't answer his wave. He gave a wave. He said, get me out of here. Bill Parcells said, stay in there. We're doing good here, doing well. Nice.
2nd and 11 from the 16. Redskin hard blitz. Sims down the middle. Lionel Manuel almost broke it for a touchdown. Darrell Green stopped him at about the Redskin 7.
There's one thing that has started this whole thing. The Giants have been able to pass today because they've given Phil Simms some time. The other thing is they have these receivers that once they catch the ball, watch Lionel Manuel here, he's coming underneath again, but once he catches it, they have those little moves they can make and still pick up more yardage.
Well, that's the end of the 3rd quarter with the score of the Giants 30, the Redskins 6, and we now pause for a word from your local station. Summerall, John Madden. 3rd quarter, Washington had the ball, 2 minutes and 34 seconds. The Giants 12-26. And they're on the move again. 3rd and 4. The Redskin 8. Giants leading 30-6. Johnson is the man in motion. Sims back to throw. Looking for Johnson. Got him, touchdown. Johnson didn't see that ball until it was about 2 yards away from him. The Giants pounding the Redskins 36-6. Jeff Rutledge will hold for Ali Hadisi.
Johnson, he's going against Vernon Dean over here. It looks like Dean had pretty good coverage. Sims sees him, just gives him the ball out there. Watch Johnson, he looks up, perfect throw, and a heck of a catch with Dean on the ground.
That's Bobby Johnson back on the bench. The Giants leading 37-6. Johnson just scored a touchdown. They have dominated from the outset. Nelms is going to stay back to the end zone as the Sheik drills it deep.
Let's watch Bobby Johnson's touchdown. Show where he came from. He's right here. He's on the right side. Vernon Dean will be covering him. Johnson runs all the way across in motion, comes up and to the corner. Dean gets in this position where he looks like at the end he falls down, but it didn't make any difference. You see, here comes Johnson. Here comes Dean with him across the field. Now the ball snapped. Johnson starts up. Dean's inside. Now look as they come out of it. But that throw and that catch, Dean fell down, but it didn't make any difference.
receiver. Right through his hand. Let's update some scores. There's a penalty marker down here while we have a minute. Miami rolling over Buffalo, 38-0. The Raiders over Denver, 19-12 in the fourth quarter. And San Francisco beating up on the Rams, 33-0, this quarter. Here it's 37-6. Pat Summerall and John Madden at Giants Stadium. The Giants have really taken charge of this. Dave Butts over on the Washington bench saying, what happened?
He's probably saying, who is this guy Godfrey I'm playing against today? He's not bad. Played in the USFL for Michigan on the championship team. Played out his option. Was a free agent signed by the Giants.
He can play. Keith Griffin now is in the backfield for the Redskins. Theismann throws wide. This is Monk. He is hammered at about the 25-yard line by Perry Williams. They have tested Perry Williams. He's done a good job. Calvin Muhammad, one of many injured Redskins.
Well, of course, that's been one of the Redskins' problems all year is the number of injuries. I mean, they had like 11 guys on IR. They have all kinds of guys out, and it's hit them at the position. Like Muhammad's a wide receiver. He was taking Charlie Brown's place, who's injured. Joe Washington's out. They're really having a tough time.
Second down at the 26. Theismann back to throw again if he had time. Now he's chased out of the pocket. Theismann running for the first down, running out of bounds at the Redskin 40. Chased by Gary Reason.
Well, Harry Carson, the linebacker, was right there. He had Joe Theismann all zeroed in on little Keith Griffin. Came in and cut Carson just before he got to Theismann. Carson was saying, I got him. I got a quarterback right out here in the open field. And then little Keith Griffin sneaked in front of him and blocked him. So, doggone, I was all ready to hit that quarterback. They usually don't come down here in my area much. And when they do, I want to get them.
Redskins have it first and 10 from their own 39. The Giants leading 37-6. Looks like it'll be a two-way tie for the lead in the NFC East now. Between Dallas and St. Louis. Theismann outside. Keith Griffin lowers his head, challenges Haynes.
That's what you call gang tackling. See all those bodies and legs and feet and guys standing with their hands on their hips? Keith Griffin took on Mark Haynes, and he won that battle, but then there was about 4 more blue jerseys there getting him.
That's the time remaining in the contest, just over 14 minutes. Let's go back and look at that hit again.
Well, watch Griffin here. He's going to come in there, and he'll take on Haynes right there. Look, he can win this one. Haynes comes back, but watch after he takes on Haynes. Whap, 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 whap. There's Carson, Pete Shaw. Here comes Gary Reason. The whole batch of them getting him.
Second down, and Theismann goes back. Keith Griffin again, and that'll be a first down. Carson again on the tackle. Just across midfield. Giants 37-6 over the Redskins.
There's Lawrence Taylor getting up. He's talking to the official about something. But, you know, I was saying yesterday about him passing the ball 70 yards and punting it 70 yards and kicking. And the thing that impressed me, not that he could pass and punt and kick it, but then after that, then he started out here running deep ups and catching the ball in the end zone. Just that the guy has so much life. He's not like one of those guys that has to rest his legs before the day before the game. He just loves to play. He plays like a kid.
Joins the game. Here's Griffin. Over the right side for about 3. Carson again tripped him up. Reason with an assist. 12:50 left to play. As you say, John, the Cardinals have beaten Dallas. They've beaten the Redskins. They look stronger and stronger, don't they?
I'll tell you, I think that's it. I think that the Redskins are slipping a little. The Cowboys are slipping a little. And the Cardinals are rising, and they're all kind of meeting there, along with the Giants.
Theismann, Griffin. Carson and Taylor.
I'll tell you, Harry Carson's having a pretty good game today. You know, he's had a slow year for Harry Carson, and the last couple of games he's picked up a little, and today he looks like he's having the biggest game that he's had this year.
Feeling good is number 53, who calls the defensive signals for the Giants. Moore comes in. Griffin comes out. 3rd and 2. Moore's in the backfield. This is Didier in motion. Theismann backpedaling. Virgil C. is the receiver. That'll be enough for a Redskin first down. 12-yard gain. Terry Williams on the coverage.
You know, that's been one of the Redskins' problem today. They really haven't been successful on 3rd down. We see here that they are. They're still working out there on Terry Williams. This time it's Virgil C. They've been going deep on Williams. That time he started like he was going deep, and he just cut the out on front of him.
Redskins are now 3 out of 14 on 3rd down conversions. That won't get it done. Monk comes wide right. Keith Griffin is back into the backfield, and Cliff Didier again is in motion. This is Keith Griffin. Down to about the Giant 25 before Mark Haynes makes the hit that brings him down.
I think the way the Giants have been playing is the way to play the Redskins. You just jump ahead of them 37-6. That takes John Riggins out of the game. It takes their ball control out, and then the Redskins aren't the Redskins anymore.
Well, you remember yesterday, as you mentioned before, what Bill Parcells said, very crucial to us that we stop them the first time they got the ball.
That's right, and that's what happened. He said the way you play the Redskins, you stop that first drive, then you have a chance. If they get that first drive and score, it's a long day.
Theismann backs out of the pocket, is sacked by Casey Merrill. The 3rd time he's been down.
You know, the Redskins haven't had success without Riggins in there. They haven't had success on 1st and 2nd down. So we see here on 3rd down, they've averaged 7 yards to go. So they were always 3rd and 7. And then on 3rd down, they've only averaged 1.7. So when you need 7 and you only get 1.7, that means the next thing you do is punting.
You see Jeff Hayes very quickly. 3rd down and 12. Line of scrimmage is the Giant 32. Theismann backpedal. Knocked away. Gary Reason got the hand on it. It was intended for Mike McGrath. No need to field goal now. Theismann will stay. He is 17 of 37 for 224 yards and 1 interception.
Yesterday at the Giant practice, they were all saying how good they felt, how they really felt it was going to be their day today. They were going to get it done. They're going to be a new and different team. And you know, you hear that so many Saturdays, you don't buy it all the time, but doggone, they were a little prophetic.
They'll feel better now. Theismann gets it to McGrath, and that'll be enough for a first down. Inside the Giant 15, Byron Hunt made the stop. Good throw by Theismann, going left and throwing back across.
I know it, and Byron Hunt almost got a penalty. Look who's playing right corner out there. Lawrence Taylor's playing right corner. So watch Byron Hunt come in there and swing that right arm. I think he's lucky he missed that one. Watch it here. You see that? He swung that right arm up over, and it was almost a late hit, too. The Giants dodged a couple of bullets on that one.
First down, Redskins at the Giant 14. Theismann back. Moore is really hammered. Hit by Pete Shaw and Terry Williams. Hit twice and hit hard.
I'll tell you one thing, those Giants are really swarming all over the field, and then when they get there, they're really leveling. What's the hit here? Watch him. Here's Terry Williams there. He's doing the cover. He's trying to intercept the ball to the outside guy. It goes to the inside guy, but watch Pete Shaw come over. Did he throw a shoulder?
Good hammer. Moore has 8 catches for the day.
Look at that action. They're going to find Lawrence Taylor, Russ Grimm and Lawrence Taylor. Now, to me, those are 2 of the best players in the league right there.
Here's Theismann outside of Didier. He's at about the 5. Knocked down by Shaw and Haynes.
I'll tell you, Pete Shaw's the guy who's all over the field. You know, Bill Courier had a concussion in the first half. Shaw started a week ago. He's playing again today. You know, he's basically been a special teams guy, but the Giants waived him this year in the last cut. Courier went down with a back. They brought Shaw back. Now he's a special teams captain, one of the best special teams players in the league, and he's playing strong safety as well. He's always been a real good hitter, been good against the run, tough guy, good special teams, never been a real good cover guy.
Rick Kane has replaced Moore in the Redskin offensive scheme. Short of the first down. 8.5 minutes, 8:37 to be exact left to play. 3rd and 1 at the Giant 8. Giants leading 37-6.
This is one of the best Giant games I've seen in a long time. It was one of the best games the Giants have played that I've seen in a long time, in all areas. I mean, offense, defense, special teams, in all areas.
13th play in this drive for the Redskins. It's been a frustrating day for them. That's Otis Wansley in front of Rick Kane. Kane got the first down. It'll be 1st and goal as Carl Banks got him down. The Redskins got Rick Kane from Detroit. That looks like Wansley who might be hurt. And he is a very valuable member.
You know, it's an interesting thing. Otis Wansley, as we watch him here, Joe Gibbs was telling us that he is so valuable on special teams and coverage that he doesn't want to play him on offense because he doesn't want him to get hurt.
And now he's down, 37-6. This is Otis Wansley limping off. Let's see if we can figure out what happened to him.
Well, he was a lead blocker. Here's Wansley right here. He's going to be leading, and as he's blocking, the pile just rolls up on his leg. We'll see him. See, he's right there, just leaving the picture now. Now we see him again. Now you see him blocking. Now watch what happened. He's blocking. The pile comes right there, and they catch his left leg underneath him.
1st and goal from the 4. Wansley is out. It's Moore and Kane in the backfield for the Redskins. Takes to Kane, the throw to Moore, touchdown.
I'll tell you, Jeff Moore is proving that he can help this team with a Joe Washington out, and again, he becomes the receiving running back, not the running back. We see here, he just gets out there. No one picks him up. Joe Theismann sees him, gives him the ball.
That's Moore's 9th catch of the day. Picked up 75 yards, some clutch yards. Theismann holding for Mosley. Split it. 37-13, the Giants lead the Redskins with 7:44 left to play. Summerall and John Madden at Giants Stadium, where the Giants have overwhelmed the Redskins so far. 37-13 they lead. Jeff Hayes is set to kick off. Short kick. This is McConkey coming up to field it. And McConkey gets around the corner. McConkey outside the 45, over the bench. Down the warning track, up against the wall.
Behind the cameraman. The other side of the equipment guy. That was a nice play by McConkey. The Giants were in what you call an onside prevent. They had 9 guys up in front, hip deep, and he had to run about 20 yards to catch that ball.
That is Jim Hart, who is loosening up. That's the score. The Giants 37, the Redskins 13, as Jim Hart, number 17, loosens up with Stretch Williams, who was the son of Edward Bennett Williams. Jim Hart, some great years at St. Louis. Says he's warm. Split wide to the left of the Giants are Johnson and Byron Williams. Bill Sims still the quarterback. Morris from behind. Check out some of the other scores. That's the final. The Dolphins remain undefeated. Marino had another hot day. It's 38-7. That's the final. Case Stevenson having a tough time in Buffalo. San Francisco 33. The Rams nothing. That's the final. 49ers tough.
49ers are tough, but I wouldn't be surprised if Miami goes undefeated this year. You know, they did it once before. Of course, there were only 14 regular season games, but the way they're going and that defense is playing and Shula's coaching and Marino's throwing, I really wouldn't be surprised.
That's a tough thing to do, but it certainly is possible the way he's going. Here's Mark. No place to go. The Redskins swarm all over him. Charles Mann and Mel Kaufman lead the Washington defense. It'll be 3rd and 12 from the 41. 6:30 now left to play. Giants 37. The Guests, the Redskins 13. Following football, don't forget to stay with CBS for 60 minutes. A very, very active and long first half. It's 3rd and 12. Ball's at the 41. Phil Simms has had another good hot day. Inside handoff to Tony Galbraith. And Galbraith will get a Giant first down. Or very close to it.
Yeah, that's a first down. He did get it. I'll tell you, this is the way I think the Giants have to play every game. I think they have to come out, 3 wide receivers, 1 running back, throw the ball, open it up, spread them out. Here we see from the shotgun, we see a little counter play. Pretty good play. He gets the guard and tackle out in front of him. Nice block there. Look, they're still down there blocking. There's Brad Benson out there getting one. Galbraith gets enough for the first down. They're marking it, measuring it, but I'm sure he got it. Well, I'm not that sure.
Was it right foot, left foot?
I think it was. It looked like it from here. Yeah, I mean, it's just a thing of inches.
They only need a couple of inches.
Yeah, but they're playing in the same division, you know, and this is something the other team remembers. The Giants are going for it. You know, as a coach, you have to play those guys twice a year. You don't want to get anything to fire them up the next time. You have them 37-13 with 5 minutes to go, but this is what the fans want.
Right. This is the second time, of course, they've played this year. The Redskins won the first one, 30-14. Sims nudges ahead and got the first down. All we needed was about 2 cleat marks to get it.
Looks like Sims may have had a little help here from Joe Morris. Watch here. Sims is going to go on a quarterback sneak. Look like Morris is diving in behind. He's just trying to fake the ball, and he did give Sims a little help, although he didn't need it. He had the first down.
Sims is 18 out of 29 for 339 yards and 2 touchdowns. Sally Haji Sheik over on the sideline loosening up in case he's needed.
Well, when things are going that poorly for you, you can't get enough practice.
That's right. 1st and 10 Giants at the Redskin 47. 5 minutes left to play. Carpenter cuts back inside, lunges for about a yard down to the Redskin 45 before he's taken down by Rich Malott.
You know, we saw Jim Hart warming up there on the sideline and talking to Joe Theismann, so I'm sure he's going in. And I think what the Redskins are doing is, you know, there comes a time in a game where you know you're beat. You know, you just call in the dogs and put out the fire, the hunt's over. And you just wait for next week. And I'm sure that, you know, they've taken out John Riggins. They have enough injuries. They're taking out Theismann and saying, well, we'll get him next week. Today wasn't our day.
Nothing is wrong with Riggins, by the way. 2nd and 9.
That play is a play that doesn't work well at the end of the game when you're that far ahead because the defense really isn't scrambling all over the field. They tried to fake it to the right and come out here on a naked bootleg, but Malott's he's not chasing the ball all the way across the field. He's just saying, you go that way, I'll wait here for a cutback.
That's the 8th time the Redskins have gotten to Sims, if you call that a sack. And I guess you have to, don't you?
Well, I'm sure legally they'll call it a sack. It shouldn't be because it was a running play. It was just going to be a naked bootleg where you fake the run and the quarterback runs the other way.
So Theismann, it's not called a sack. So they agree with us, John. Forward handoff to Tony Galbraith. He slips down, gets back up, flags come flying. Mel Kaufman stopped him.
Holding against the Giants.
To bring you up to date, see the penalties against Fred Bryant. The referee will let us know. Denver and the Raiders, by the way, have just gotten into overtime. 12-yard pass from Kubiak to Watson with 24 seconds remaining. That's what put it in overtime. There's Otis Wamsley. His left ankle, as we thought it, left foot ankle.
But at least he was given that okay sign. At least he was saying he's okay.
Here's Jennings into punt, and Nelms is back deep for the Redskins. Nelms, 14. Got one block. Wrestled from behind by Joe McLaughlin. And let's see if Jim Hart comes on. Giants 37, the Redskins 13 as Jim Hart comes in at quarterback for the Redskins. Redskins have decided apparently they don't need a field goal now, so they're taking down the kicking net.
Well, that's what I said. You call in the dogs and put out the fire. The hunt's over. Pack up the kicking machine.
Hold the 10th. First and 10 at the 31. Jim Hart, the quarterback. He's driven behind him. Virgil C., first down out of bounds. Terry Williams, the defender. Jim Hart still looks like he's about 24 years old.
And they asked him to come in and do it now, 37-13. I'll tell you, you know, he looks 19 years in this game, and he still looks that good, and two, that young. He's got some good genes in that body.
Clean life. Looking at Virgil C. again, number 80, overthrew him. Pete Shaw on the coverage.
You know, there's 3 minutes and 12 seconds left to go in the game, and this is only the 4th time that the Redskins have had the ball this half. Look at this. They've had it 4 times, 11 plays, 3, and 15 plays, and a touchdown, and this being the 4th time in the second half. That's not enough to get the job done, is it?
Well, the Giants were ahead 23-6 at the half, but I think to their credit, John, they didn't come out and try to sit on it. They went right to work as soon as they came out of the locker room and tried to get more.
And I think that's the way they have to do it, and I think that's the way they have to continue to play the rest of the season, because they're still in this deal.
Oh, yeah. Just a game out of first. McGrath in his direction, but no chance.
Well, he didn't have any chance because Mark McGrath stopped running. I guess he was covered, and he didn't think that Hart would go to him. And Hart threw it. McGrath was about ready to throttle it down, and he had to start up again. Watch him. Just watch McGrath there. He's there. He's on Mark Haynes. He's coming off the line. He's really not working real hard anyway. But see, he doesn't think he's going to get it. Now he sees the ball thrown to him, and he has to start it up again. That wasn't really a very good effort, to be honest. Looks like some guy walking in Central Park after the marathon.
That didn't win.
Didn't finish.
3rd and 10. Hart. Over the middle to Anthony Jones, shy of the first down. Harry Carson made the hit that brought him down.
You know, we've been talking about all the injuries that the Redskins have had, and they had another one today. Anthony Jones is playing tight end because Don Warren went down. Don Warren was the second leading receiver on the Redskins with 11 catches going into today's game.
Number 17 warming up in the blue. The Giant uniform is Jeff Rutledge, their backup quarterback. It'll be 4th and 4, and they'll go for it, of course. At the feet of Lawrence Taylor. Could have been an interception. Rutledge will come on the scene.
Yeah, it was 4th down for Lawrence Taylor. Didn't care, but he was catching those kind in practice yesterday. You see where he was? He was way out there in the sideline playing. Bill Parcells does a great job. And Bill Parcells smiled at it for the first time I've seen in 2 years.
He did.
During a game. Look, that smile may turn into a laugh. He's getting Jim Bird up there. Huh? I think Jim Bird is one of Bill Parcells' favorite players. They're always together. In fact, last week they rode down to Philadelphia together on the bus, and Jim Bird was sitting next to Parcells watching the television, watching the Miami game.
That's Tony Galbraith over the left side. We'll have the 2-minute warning before they run another play.
Bill Parcells saying, I was trying to relax, read a book, go into the game, and I was sitting with Bert, and he's watching this game. Miami is where he went to college. And he said every guy that made a play would say, hey, coach, look at this guy. Draft him next year. He's good. He's good. I didn't relax the whole way.
2 minutes left to play.
Whole bucket and pours it on Bill Parcells' head, and then someone else throws the second bucket at him. That's what you get when you win. How's that? The guys are throwing stuff at you, and you're getting soaked, and you still smile through it. That must mean you're winning 37-13 with 2 minutes to go. It's amazing what a win does.
Isn't it, though? Second down. We need 6. Frank Cephas is the ball carrier. Charles Mann made the tackle. Well, they started with 3 wide receivers, and here's what they wound up with. 128 yards rushing. That's the best in a long, long time, and 294 passing.
You know, that Bert's going to hurt someone. He's over there throwing stuff on guys, and he's grabbing them around the head. Someone's going to have to wear one of those neck braces.
No laughter on that side as Russ Grimm looks on. Grimly. 3rd down. Cephas over the right side fighting. Mel Kaufman tripped him up. Just over a minute left to play, and the Giants have this one in the W column. Lawrence Taylor today. The Redskins ran 74 offensive plays. Lawrence made 9 tackles, sacked the quarterback twice. Had another good day.
Well, they blitzed him a little bit. They brought him 9 times today. Last week he only was on a blitz 4 or 5 times. And I think they have to blitz Lawrence Taylor. They have to get him in the backfield. Look, Phil Simms, it looks like a nose tackle, man. He has his shirt out. He has his shirt out. He's been playing there in the pit.
Well, Bill Parcells was saying yesterday how much these next few weeks mean. They go to Dallas next week. And, of course, they have the Cardinals and Tampa Bay after that. These are a very, very important time for Bill Parcells and the Giants this next month. This is the most points the Giants had scored since 1980 when they beat Dallas 38-35. Here's Jennings back to punt. Aimed it high. Helms lets it bounce, and it just dies right there. The Redskins will be close to the locker room when it's over. 43-yard punt. Bill Parcells. 37-13 lead right now over the Redskins. 15 seconds left to play. 37-13, Giants over the Redskins. Bill Gibbs, the Redskin coach, looking on. Pat Summerall here with John Madden. Most impressive day for the Giants.
Hey, you know, as we see Joe Gibbs there, this will be the worst loss that the Redskins have had since he's been the head coach.
Charlie Taylor, the ex-Redskin great receiver. Tonight on CBS, 60 Minutes, Murder, She Wrote. The Jefferson, Alice, and Trapper John M.D. Someday I'd like to see those shows.
Always talks about it.
Jim Hart has Keith Griffin behind him. 15 seconds left to play. Bill Parcells happily headed for the locker room. His Giants improved their record to 5-4. They beat the Redskins 37-13. For a wrap-up show right now, let's go back to Brent Musburger.